10 locations around San Diego. Pick you up some liquor, beer, wine, whatever it is you're going to get down with this weekend over at Keg and Bottle. Those locations are convenient, and you can order online at kegandbottle.com.
You can. This just in, by the way, the La Jolla location now has a wine bar.
Dude, I pass by that place all the time. I'm going to stop by the wine bar.
I think we should all stop by the wine bar.
I think we need wine.
Yeah. Wine after a Bar Cart Friday?
Let's do it.
Done.
That's a slam dunk. Speaking of slam dunk, it's over and out. It's a slam dunk case. Shohei Ohtani, he had nothing to do with anything.
Nope.
It's been his interpreter and longtime friend, Ippei Mitsuhara, the whole way. Federal investigators, they have, this is case closed, guys.
Yeah.
He's going to plead guilty to stealing over $16 million now. New little wrinkle in the case.
Yeah.
Apparently, he placed 19,000 bets over the course of a 3-year span, and during which time he was betting between $10 on the low end to $160,000 on the higher end.
I don't feel like I buy this. I'm trying to, and this is the info we have. I guess this is what it is, but my gut says this is not what the case is. And part of it was our pre-show talk.
Okay, but I want to say this to you, Fletch, because I said this only to TD as we were getting set up in here for our Bar Cart Friday. I said to TD, I was like, you realize, like, everybody's talking like he's already making $1 billion. Like he's already signed this $700 million contract years ago. He doesn't have $700 million in the bank. His career earnings to this point is something far less than that. In fact, I went and I looked it up on sportstrack.com, where you can look up player contracts, how much money they earn now. This is excluding endorsements. And I have no idea how much money he's making in endorsements. I assume a lot. But if we're talking just player salary, this man has only made $44 million. And here in this country, when you make $44 million, you're giving more than half to Uncle Sam. He also has been in the state of California, pretty significant state tax on your income. So what does that mean? It means that he netted probably somewhere around $20 million.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me over a 3-year span, Ippei Mitsuhara was able to steal the majority of the money he's made over the course of his playing career, and he didn't know until they were in Seoul, South Korea, getting ready to play the Padres? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds logical. That we'll never know. We'll never know. This is what it is. And I didn't mean to cut you off, Fletch. I knew you had something prominent to say, and I was like, I don't care. And started talking.
In the middle of it, Tiger almost made a birdie, but he didn't. Damn it!
Yeah. You know what? You know what would make the Masters cooler? Just hear me out on this.
Oh boy. Why are you about to rain on parades?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
T-shirt cuts.
That would be cool, actually. I was thinking the new MLB pants, right? See-through pants at the Masters?
Just on really hot days, a lot of them become see-through pants because guys will start sweating through them.
I've noticed, there's so this position here, crouching down to place your ball to putt, you would show the world a lot.
Oh yeah, you would see the zucchini and the kiwis.
So the Shohei Ohtani thing, I also have an extremely hard time buying it. I was
is that what they call it when you can see through the pants?
Yeah,
Shohei Ohtani.
But my whole idea about it was, look at how much this guy actually was down. So he was down $40 million to this bookie, or some part of $44 million. Like he won 160 or something and lost 120 something. He was down. The difference was $40 million that he still owed to this bookie. How is that still just up in the air, and he wasn't in more trouble beforehand? Because if I know anything about bookies, and I really don't, but I would imagine they're pretty tough people.
If I know anything about bookies. I also would question, so if he won 160 million at some point, it was up
170, 160, somewhere in there, but
160,000. Yeah.
No, it was in the millions.
No, he placed bets between $10 and 160,000.
Yeah. But
He
you're
was
saying
down
at one
Over
point,
40. He currently was owing that bookie $40 million
I
plus
gotcha, I
dollars.
Did the
gotcha.
bookie ever question, like, hey, it's weird that you pay for these bets out of one account, but when I pay you, it has to go to a different account?
No, because the bookmaker was operating illegally as well.
Okay.
So what's so interesting about this is if Ippei Mitsuhara wanted to place bets, he could have done so legally. I mean, he could have. I mean,
Yeah.
He lives in the state of California, but you know, there are
Signed up for an app.
there are workarounds. I'm sure he could have found somebody who lived in, I don't know, Vegas or whatever. Like, the point is, he probably could have found a way to do this if he wanted to steal Shohei's money and then sports bet. But that's not what happened. These wire transfers came directly from Shohei Ohtani's account, directly, at least the ones that we knew about leading up to this story released today, went to straight to the sports book. Which, look, okay, where there's smoke, there's fire most of the time. I'm not saying always. I'm saying there are people who can be taken advantage of. And maybe that's the case with Shohei Ohtani. Maybe he had no idea that $16 million was stolen from him. Maybe. But what sounds more likely to you? He had no idea that $16 million over a 3-year span was taken out of his account, or he likes to bet and he needed somebody to place bets for him quietly.
Well, Rich, federal prosecutors took Shohei Ohtani's phone and they saw that there was no communication about any sort of betting or any money talk between him and Ippei Mitsuhara, except for the fact that Ippei Mitsuhara was the person who set up Shohei Ohtani's bank accounts when he got to the States.
Okay.
So that's how he got the accounting number, the routing number, and then he would impersonate Shohei Ohtani when calling the banks, asking for or authorizing these huge wire transfers to this bookie. And so whatever happened. The numbers are 19,000 bets, average bet size $12,800. Average bet amount is 25 times per day, around $360,000 a day.
Jeez.
Total losing bets, 182.9 million. Total winning bets, 142.2 million. Net losses, 40.7 million. So that's the $40.7 million that he owes to the bookie, who is also operating illegally and also under fire right now from federal prosecutors.
Man, oh man. I don't even know how to wrap my head around this.
Of course, there's an asterisk, no evidence that any bets were placed on baseball.
Of course, yes. Why wouldn't the interpreter steal the money from Shohei's account and just put it in his own?
Also, they found 0 bets on baseball.
No evidence in records seized by the government of any bets on baseball.
That's interesting, because you would assume if Ippei Mitsuhara had such this predilection for the underworld and gambling and betting and all these things, what would stop him? Like, why is that where you draw the line?
Yeah, and it's what you know best, right? I mean, that's what you're in.
Well, he has access to somebody who has sensitive information who could help him win bets. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's more information.
He was
that's
really trying to
up.
stay on the up and up with his illegal bets.
He's a big Keno guy.
My question was, how do we get from the point where the first numbers come out? What was it? He stole 4.5 million.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get from that? And which kind of felt like at that point, Major League Baseball was sort of trying to get the story to go away, to now a couple weeks later, it's up to 16 million. And we have the actual numbers on how much he won and how much he lost. And we have how much he owes the bookie. Like, how do we have all this information now that we didn't have a couple weeks ago when the story came out?
The numbers you just gave out, though, he owed 40 million. I thought it was 4.
No, his net losses are $40.7 million. So that means that is what he is in debt to that bookie.
Yeah. So he's stolen 16 million from Ohtani. So that 4.5 million that was first reported actually ballooned up to 16 million after further investigation.
Right. No, I get that.
And to answer your question, Fletch, that's the reason they hadn't. ESPN was the one who found out about the 4.5 mil. Then this was turned over to, well, I shouldn't say then. Federal investigators were already investigating the Southern California sportsbook, and I guess somebody got a tip at ESPN that Ippei Mitsuhara, who is the interpreter for Shohei Ohtani, was placing bets with this illegal sports book.
I'm trying to.
And so that's how the further investigation unveiled that he actually had stolen 16 million from Shohei. In terms of his debts, I guess if you're betting such an obscene amount of money, a sports book, especially one operating illicitly is going to give you a line of credit.
Yeah, and that was in the initial report. The initial report was it was a $4.5 million line of credit, and that like the assumption was that Ippei Mitsuhara was saying, "Well, if I don't have that money, I'll be able to get it from my buddy Shohei." Like that was what the initial reporting from ESPN was all about.
When the initial reporting came out, wasn't it that Shohei paid the debt?
Yes.
So a guy that was stealing money from you, basically all of your money at this point, if it was $16 million and Shohei, I mean, honestly, that's about what you'd have in the bank, I guess. But why would you pay it off for a guy that was stealing from you?
He might not have. I think a lot of the initial reporting was flawed.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe this is the truth. Maybe this is it. My gut says there's something else here.
It's tough because, like, you have the U.S. district. Let me actually get back to exactly who said this quote. It was, U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada during a news conference yesterday said, "I want to emphasize this point. Mr. Ohtani is considered a victim in this case." So what's interesting about the way this feels versus the way it's starting to look with more information, the way it feels still is that Shohei Ohtani, and again, this is all speculation, liked to gamble and he found somebody to place bets for him. However, the facts as they're coming together, it looks more and more like maybe if Ippei Mitsuhara was setting up bank accounts for him, had all of his personal information, with endorsement money rolling in, which I was looking around, for articles on what Shohei Ohtani makes in endorsements, 40 million yearly.
Wow.
So maybe he had a stockpile of cash in certain accounts that he kept his eye on. And then meanwhile, there was like a slow sieving or a shuffling of monies into a different account that Ippei Mitsuhara had access to that he was draining. Look, again, it seems like the dots connect easier if you just think of it as Shohei had a little bit of a gambling problem and it got real bad when he met somebody who was willing to place bets for him. But then if you look at this tangled web, there are con people in the world who can fool people, maybe not forever, but for a short time. And in the grand scheme of things, 3 years is a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. But as the feds do their investigation, I mean, the reason I would say maybe this is all truthful, maybe all the information we're getting is legit, is what would the federal government have to gain on an investigation that they would try to skew? I'm nothing.
Yeah.
No matter what, they're going to get their money.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and the truth is, if you bring down a baseball player, I would assume it only helps you from a professional standpoint.
Yeah.
Like
right.
if there's some way to prove that Shohei Ohtani was betting illegally and the U.S. attorney can make an example out of Shohei Ohtani, say like, hey, here's this international superstar. If we're willing to take him down, all of you out there who are placing illegal bets, we're coming for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how the law works.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, the reason why we follow the laws is because we see the guy on the side of the road getting the speeding ticket.
Exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Also, you want to be a good citizen. You don't want to do bad things to good people, whatever. But there's a part of the risk of doing the wrong thing is consequences.
Moreover, I think after yesterday, I don't see any way Shohei gets in trouble from any of this. Like, I think this is probably where the story ends because these numbers are so astronomical. They were so defiant with the fact that Shohei Ohtani and this guy never once communicated back and forth about gambling. They looked over like 7 years of text messages between the two of them. The federal prosecutors did. So now it's to the point where I don't think Shohei ever gets in any trouble for any of this. And he is, like what you just said, Rich, being treated as a victim throughout this whole thing, which maybe he is. And if he is, I'll feel bad for the last few weeks of what I've been saying about this, but it still just does not add up in my head of what actually happened.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I mean, this I would say is done. Another red flag, I guess, that might show up here is if Shohei's interpreter basically gets off scot-free here.
I'll read this line and then we can move on to a halftime. We also have great giveaways today. We have tickets to the Lakeside Rodeo, Brothers Osborne tickets. They're playing a concert out here in May. But check this out. According to the affidavit, Mitsuhara repeatedly texted the bookmaker asking for more credit. On November of 2022, he said in a text, "I'm terrible at this sports betting thing, huh? LOL. Any chance you can bump me up again? As you know, you don't have to worry about me not paying. Investigators also relied on recorded phone calls from the bank in which Mitsuhara falsely identified himself as Ohtani to trick and deceive bank employees authorizing transfers. The complaint outlined one specific transfer on June 20th of 2023 of $500,000 to an associate of the bookmaker. Text messages from the filing show that around November of 2023, the relationship between Mitsuhara and the bookmaker changed. On November 17th, the bookmaker texted, "I don't know why you're not returning my calls. I'm here in Newport Beach and I see Ohtani walking his dog. I'm just going to go up and talk to him and ask him how I can get in touch with you since you're not responding. Please call me back immediately." So through text messaging and through phone calls that are recorded, you're always on a recorded line when you call a bank.
Mm-hmm.
They're realizing that this guy Mitsuhara created distance between himself and his gambling and his sports betting addiction and Shohei Ohtani, so much so that Ohtani was blissfully unaware, if you believe everything you're reading here, blissfully unaware while this guy was spending a tremendous amount of his money. What I got for you is Tom Brady jumping on the Deep Cuts podcast, where he said that he's potentially not opposed to considering an NFL return.
Wow.
Okay. So basically, Vic Blends, the host of the podcast, asked him if a team owner picked up the phone or if a coach picked up the phone after an injury and got you on the horn, would you answer the phone to come back and play? And he said, look, I'm not opposed to it. I don't know if they're going to let me because if I become an owner of an NFL team, but I'm always in good shape. I'll always be able to throw. I don't know if they would let me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
But I mean, I would think he'd be opposed to what team calls him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Tom, It's us. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're 1-9. Trevor Lawrence, he broke his leg. He slipped on an acorn, actually.
Okay.
If we can win out, we can make a run.
Also, around the NBA last night, I'm clicking over to some scores. We got the Bulls beating the Pistons, Knicks over the Celtics in the Eastern Conference, 118-109. Rockets, they get down by the Utah Jazz, 124-121. Warriors beat the Trailblazers, 192. Pelicans over the Kings, 135-123. And we got the Padres up in LA. It's going to be King on the mound for the Pods. He's going to face Yamamoto. How are we feeling about this one? All right, so it's the day of 7:10 first pitch. How are we feeling?
The same as yesterday. I mean, no, obviously you want to see the Padres win. I don't know. My expectations are not real high. In fact, I don't know. It's pretty even keel, really. I don't know. This could go either way to me.
Yamamoto was a gas can out in Seoul, South Korea. He was also he was awful. The Padres got to him immediately and chased him off the mound. That was their first win of the season against the Dodgers.
Bust out here.
Well, then he went ahead and had pitched 2 gems for the Dodgers. Both 5-inning performances, both of them absolutely studly.
Anomalies.
So you're saying
he's spiraling.
The norm is going to be Yamamoto just absolutely tanking. Okay. They paid him so much money, so if that's the truth, the Dodgers are on the hook for what? Almost $400 million of suck.
Does he have an interpreter?
Well, see, then it gets tricky.
Could be drained.
Could get a little tricky there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you expect the Padres to win? Do you feel like there's a win tonight?
Okay, King has looked good early this season. The bats were outrageous on, what was that now? Wednesday.
2 of the 3 games against the Cubs, the bats were awesome.
Yeah. Look, if the offense shows up, I don't think there's a game the Padres should lose because I think their pitching is good enough. So again, just like last year, it all depends on their offense. It all depends on getting base runners and then getting them in. And so far, the power has been there. The Padres are hitting a bunch of home runs.
So in the game they beat the Dodgers, the Padres scored 15 runs, right? In Seoul, South Korea, that was game 2. 15 runs was the most runs the Padres organization has ever scored against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Good.
It kind of feels like you got to go double digits to beat the Dodgers. And it doesn't matter how great your pitching is. The Dodgers just find ways to score. They're too good to face that lineup 3 or 4 times in a game and not have them get a bunch of runs across. So for San Diego, the next 3 days, if you can score runs, you're in the games. If you can't score runs, if it's a performance like that middle game of the Cubs series, you're going to lose all 3. So you got to just understand that going in, that it doesn't matter how good your pitching is, the Dodgers will find a way to score.
If the Padres score 9, you don't feel like that's a win?
They might, sure.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But I
saying.
can easily see the Dodgers score 11.
I know. That's what. Well, here's the other thing is the Dodgers never feel like they're out of it. They
No.
never feel like they're out of it.
No.
So, I mean, with the feeling we had, was it Tuesday night or whatever night it was, Monday night, I don't know, or wherever they were down by 8-0, whatever night that was. Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
Monday night. I mean, I was hopeless. I'm like, the Padres are done. They're turning it in. And then they turned it around for me and went, oh, my God, this is insane. They came back. They won this. The Dodgers, on the other hand, I always feel like, oh, God, got to be careful. That snake will bite you, man.
Well, like I said, the Padres offense has been good. They are second in the league in home runs, second in the league in ribbies, first in the league in home runs and RBIs, the Dodgers. But they're hitting the ball. They're seeing the ball. Slugging percentage, they're in 5th in all of Major League Baseball. So this is a team who last year offense, it seemed desperate at times. And even this season at times, it has seemed the same way. Although they're hitting the ball, they're seeing the ball better than they were last year. There's no question about it. And I think there's a lot of players, Profar, Jackson Merrill in this lineup who very little was expected of them, and they are producing. Cronenworth is off to a hot start. So if you look at what they've done overall, it actually lends some comfort as they head into LA. So we'll return to the first question you asked me, TD. Can they win tonight? The answer is 100% yes. And if their offense shows up, I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least Mookie Betts has slowed down a little bit. He's all the way down to only hitting 364.
Oh, yeah,
And he's only down to still leading the league in OPS.
Let's get away from baseball.
And he's
for a
only down
second.
to
Okay.
still leading the league in slugging.
Yeah, but yeah.
He's only down to only like 3rd in the league in RBIs.
Make the best
He's only
of it.
down to 2nd in the league in home runs. Guys, I'm telling you, he's slowed.
Stop.
At a point last week, he literally led Major League Baseball in every offensive category. He's slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, they're trending down.
Let's get off of baseball for a little bit. Let's talk a
Mookie
little.
Betts is so good.
Let's talk a little Masters. Augusta National. The first round is finishing up today. There was a weather delay yesterday. We're going to check in with Mike Abram, host of the Sports Bite in San Luis Obispo. Slow. That's where you went to school.
Yeah, Mike Abram was the host of the first show I ever produced.
Oh, there you go.
About that.
So old buddy, yeah, we've had Mike on before. He's a good chat. We'll ask him about Tiger. We'll ask him about Augusta National, how it's set up for this weekend. But let's get to this. We have a very special event going on in San Diego. It's the San Diego Giving Back Raffle. Great way to give back to an important community recess. So you may be asking yourself, okay, what exactly does the Ronald McDonald House do? I've heard about it. I don't know what they do. They keep families close to their hospitalized children. Pretty important. So the Ronald McDonald House here in San Diego is only about 300 steps away from the Children's Hospital. They provide overnight lodging, meals, programs and services, not only for the family or the parents of the injured or sick child, but also for the siblings. They're the forgotten ones a lot of times. You know, you have a kid who's getting cancer treatments or getting some scans or meeting with a specialist, and there's a sibling somewhere waiting in the wings for their chance to have a little attention. Ronald McDonald House pays attention to those kids, give them things to do while the parents have a place to work, while they're being fed. I mean, and all of this is expensive. It can be crippling. And the Ronald McDonald House steps in a family's biggest time of need. So 2024 marks the 20th anniversary of the San Diego Giving Back Raffle. It benefits the Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego. This year's edition features more than 20,000 great prizes, including 20 vacations, 20 vehicle options, and 20 days of $20,000 prizes. Woo! Okay, so that leads all the way up to the grand prizes that are going to be drawn on July 25th. The raffle fundraisers have been wonderfully helpful throughout San Diego. They've already awarded more than $30 million in prizes to participants. How do you participate? All you do is buy a $150 ticket. That's it. One raffle ticket goes a long way, $150, and you can help the Ronald McDonald House too. It's the San Diego Giving Back Raffle. That's the San Diego Giving Back Raffle.
We're going to be talking golf, going to be talking the Masters with Mike Abram coming up next.
This update is presented by Sid's Carpet Barn. Starting off this morning in golf, day one of the Masters actually still going on as we enter day two. Tons of golfers weren't able to finish up yesterday due to sunlight, so they're finishing up their first round right now. Tiger just put it in his bogey putt on 18. He finishes up round one at 1 over par. Bryson DeChambeau in the lead after playing a first round at 65. Fantastic first round for Bryson. This Masters update presented by the Golf Mart, home of the 90-day guarantee. Padres start their weekend series with the Dodgers tonight at 7:10. Michael King on the mound for the Padres. For over 70 years, San Diegans have trusted Sid's Carpet Barn for all their floor covering needs. At Sid's, you'll always find great service, low everyday prices, and the largest selection of carpet, wood, laminate, and tile flooring with immediate installation too. Visit Sid's Carpet Barn or sidscarpet.com.
That's right, man. We are doing it right here on a Bar Card Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. One up in Santa Barbara, one out in Chicago. The La Jolla location now, Keg and Bottle, has a wine bar, which we're going to have to go out and check out. But we're going to be sampling a little bit of whiskey a little bit later today. Westward Whiskey.
Westward Whiskey going to come in studio. We're going to have a little sampling. Yanni, our guy from K&B Bistro, he's going to be in.
I can't wait.
Pouring up some drinks. I love when Tony Kanja, the owner of K&B Bistro and the Keg and Bottle, comes in with a bartender, because you have a mixologist whipping you up some drinks at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And it's Yanni who does the flair bartending.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's right. It's a flair.
He tried to teach us. It didn't go well.
No.
I want to hear about Augusta National, though. It is a gorgeous scene right now in Georgia as the opening round is still being played here in day two at Augusta. Mike Abram joining the show, friend of the show, been on with us many times, especially this time of year, the most exciting time of the year in sports, if you're asking us. But Mike, first question, I'd be burying the lead if I didn't ask you, how did Tiger look?
Tiger looked pretty good for Tiger nowadays, right? He's battling. I was just had it on. I was seeing how he was finishing up on 18, and he finished up with that bogey, which kind of hurt. He was looking really good, I thought, before this morning. So it's a little stiff. He's got about 50 minutes before he tees off in the second round. He's 1 over par. So I was excited when he was 1 over. I thought, gosh, if he gets in at 1 over, that's really fantastic playing. He didn't do that, unfortunately. He struggled. He bogeyed. what 15 and 14 and 18, and put him to 1 over. But I think him just being out there is a gift to be able to watch him play still. And I don't know about you guys, but I still can't buy that Sunday Red logo. By the way, that one, that is not my favorite. I don't know if you guys discussed that. That is not my favorite logo. But other than that,
Wait, you're not into the logo? Fletch is
No.
all about the logo. He can't stop
Oh,
talking
Fletch.
about it.
By the way,
Fletch,
Fletch is
Fletch.
like beside himself right
Yeah.
now. Everything Tiger Woods touches is gold as far as Fletch is
Oh.
concerned.
I love him too, but that logo, it's like, dude, did he lose a bet to pick that logo? Come on. That's it looks like a Garanimals logo. Or I don't know. It's a tough go. I heard you guys just at the end talking a little bit about cocktails. Did you guys talk about the Augusta National Azalea cocktail?
We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. Yeah, this is officially the start of golf season, right? And this is all the hope of golf is on the Masters because we get all the guys together. All the guys are together, the best players in the world. Liv is back there. All these negotiations with Liv and the PGA Tour. I've been privy to some inside stuff, and God, our fingers are crossed and hoping that we can figure out a way so these guys, it's not just 4 times a year that we get the best players in the world playing together. We need to get it. We need to get them at least 10, 12 times a year. And that'll make everything happy. But I don't want to put any shade on Augusta National. My gosh, that place is so ridiculous. Every year it's just shocking how good it is. And you've got, of course, more controversy. You got a live player, Bryson DeChambeau, who a lot of my buddies were telling me, dude, he is strafing it. He's just a freckle off. Watch out for Bryson at the Masters. I know Brandel Chambly said last night, I don't like guys who win at the Masters rarely come from the inside out with their swing. They more come down the line or over the top. I don't know about that, but Bryson looked masterful yesterday for sure.
Who's your pick, Mike? I mean, who do you like as you see him out there?
Well, how can you not like Scheffler? Scotty, as Gary McCord calls him, Scotty Shuffles. Scheffler is, and here's why he's so incredible. And everybody's, well, gosh, you got to putt well at Augusta. How can Scheffler have a chance? Well, obviously he has a green jacket from a couple years ago, but Scheffler has such control of his golf ball. His striking is so on point and perfect. His distance control is unbelievable. Well, distance controls everything at Augusta. To be able to control the distance of your shots into the greens, put you in the proper position to not have a ridiculous putt. So even if you're not lighting it up, the guy who controls his distance better than anyone in the game. Now, that used to be Tiger Woods back in the day. Now it's Scotty Scheffler. And really, it felt like, to me, it was Scotty versus the field. He was about a 4.5 to 1 odds on to start with. And I thought, you know what, that's probably pretty high, honestly. I thought I liked DeChambeau. I thought, guys, maybe Rory McIlroy. I know he's not playing fantastic, but maybe he gets it done. I don't know. There's so many great stories and so many incredible players, but DeChambeau getting off that great start, and then this incredible show of golf ball striking ability by Scheffler was amazing as well. So I like Scheffler to start with, but then it's like trying to pick somebody else outside. I was picking DeChambeau.
Earlier this week, I was telling you guys about all the golf YouTube channels and the podcasts that have been blowing up. The fastest growing golf YouTube channel and podcast is Costas and McCord, which Mike Abram produces and co-hosts. It's called Off Their Rockers. You got to go check it out, especially this time of year. Great insight from the Masters. But
Thanks,
Mike,
Jen.
when you look
we
at
have one, we have an episode out there. Everybody, have you heard Scotty Scheffler's swing really broken down? And most people haven't. Peter Costas is a legendary teacher, my partner, and our star of the show with Gary McCord. The two of them break down Scotty Scheffler's swing. McCord calls him Scotty Shuffles, but Costa says this isn't anywhere near the first guy who's done this, who slid his right foot for a reason. The reason is because when he was young, he hooked the ball by sliding his right foot. Costas will explain it, but if you go to youtube.com, it's free to subscribe. It's amazing to watch these two break this down. And McCord, in his 70s, swings it great, imitates Scotty's move, and it's really fun. But it's it is a incredible ball striking that he's done, and he is definitely on top of the game for sure.
Yeah, and Mike, when you look at what happened yesterday with the delay, how much of a disadvantage are the guys who had to finish up their rounds this morning? How much of a disadvantage are they at as we enter day 2?
So initially, you think it's a disadvantage, and it could be, but if the wind whips this afternoon, it ends up turning into an advantage, right? It's all so weather related, and we don't actually know for sure, but we do know a lot of the guys that played late in the heavy weather and those heavy winds got punished a little bit. But like Scheffler was in the heart of the winds, the heavy winds, and he still just controlled his golf ball incredibly. But yeah, for Tiger, it's a bad draw for him because he had to finish so late and he has to go right back out. We know with that body, that's going to be difficult. But when you look on top of the leaderboard, when you see who's up there and who has played well, it is, it's such a great, incredible thing. So DeChambeau is going off not too long from now. That Nicholas Højgaard, who came in 500. Let's do a quick recap, right? Did you guys do that already with DeChambeau, Scheffler, Højgaard?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And God, Danny Willett, a Masters champion that you never hear about except at the Masters. He's up there as well, playing really well. But this morning, early, already through 5 holes, Cameron Davis is playing well. He's 1 under par, and he's jumped up on top of the leader. Up in a position tied for 5th as the leaderboard. So it is, as you guys were saying, it is gorgeous out there. It looks perfect. This had like this weird weather blow through yesterday, which you can have in Georgia in April. But I can't wait. I'm working my whole day around trying to stay in front of a TV while I'm doing my work.
Hey, Mike, awesome stuff. We appreciate you. Always love having you on the show, especially this time of year. And you're absolutely right. It is the start of golf season. Listen to the YouTube channel, Costas and McCord. It's the fastest growing golf YouTube channel and podcast in the world. Off their rockers. Great stuff. Always glad to have you on, Mike. Thank you.
Great to be with you guys. Take care. Talk to you soon.
There goes Mike Abram out there from St. Louis Obispo.
Right.
Yeah,
He brought up the azaleas. I'm super bummed. I left all of the azalea components right in the middle of my garage.
Yeah, so we found out that it's a little vodka, a little lemonade, a little grenadine.
It's easy.
It's pretty easy.
We can make that happen.
We probably
I mean, I could probably get the 7-Eleven.
Man, we got lots of vodka grenadine you can buy everywhere, right?
Well, can I get it? Oh, maybe I better go to Vaughn's.
This is a very important round of the Masters here. By
Dude,
the way,
I'm pissed.
we're going to talk about
Over the logo?
Well, yeah.
We're going to talk about the GOAT returning. Before we get to that storyline, I got to tell you guys a little story about last night. So I'm laying my head to bed late. I probably got in around 10 o'clock, probably fell asleep around 11. But somewhere in that hour, I hopped on the Prize Picks app and I was like, what's going on? What's going on around the world of sports? You know what I stumbled into? KBO. That's Korean baseball. And what did I do? I submitted an entry on Young Young Choi going less than 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. And then, of course, of your Kawoom heroes, Emmanuel De Jesus having more than 5.5 pitcher strikeouts. And guess what, boys? Richie won!
Yes! 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 Everybody knows you hammer the more.
This is great, man. I've been telling Rich about Prize Picks for 6 months now, and now I'm in a cold streak, and he's winning like crazy.
No, it's so good.
Of course it had to happen, but if you want to download Prize Picks, get on this hot streak that Richie's enjoying. Use promo code DOGS when you download the app. That's DOGS, DOGS, as in roadies, dogs, hangers, bangers. But this morning, man, I needed one more birdie from Tiger Woods. One more birdie, and on 18 he had a look. On 16 he had a look, and he didn't get either of them in. But maybe today my lucks will change. If you want to download the Prize Picks app, you can get a first deposit match right now up to $100 by using promo code DOGS at time of downloading. And you can start getting in on Sports Heaven today. 3,000,001 active members in the United States. And let's make that 3,000,002 by the time we're done with this ad read. What do you say, Richie?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Prize Picks. Pick more. Win even more. See you later, Prize Picks. All right, coming up next, will the GOAT return if the opportunity presents itself? We'll get to that. So we got those Lakeside Rodeo tickets coming up in just a little bit. Also, if you want to see the Brothers Osborne play out at Cal Coast Credit Union Amphitheater, all you have to do is simply wait. We're going to tell you how to win those tickets as well. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. It's a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations around San Diego. Tom Brady may come back to the NFL.
Sweet.
Yeah. Dude, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's done.
Well, he said he did not want to come back. He said, no, I am done. And now you're not done?
We're going to have to get a whole new bottle of ass sand for Rich.
Yeah, that's right. On one of my birthdays, TD gave me a small, like one of those bottles with a cork in it.
He went all the way out to Tampa or Miami was where Tom Brady was living at the time.
Found the beach.
Found the perfect butt imprint.
Yeah. Where he did that little Instagram video.
Now, did you get sand from the right cheek or the left cheek? Or right down the middle?
It would have been wet if it was down the middle.
Oh, God.
That sand wasn't dry.
Yeah.
It wasn't all the way dry either. So
like a racing stripe.
Yeah, if you missed it, Tom Brady doesn't play in the NFL anymore. He retired.
No. In fact, he was like trying to, buy an NFL team.
So he is still being considered for a partial ownership of the Las Vegas Raiders. But then he hops on Deep Cut Podcast with Vic Blends, who asked him if the phone rang and a team wanted to sign him in an event of their starting quarterback being injured, what would you do? And he said, well, I'm not opposed to it. He said, I don't know if they're going to let me because I'm looking to become an owner of an NFL team, but I'm always going to be in good shape. I'll always be able to throw the ball. So to come in for a little bit, like Michael Jordan coming back, I don't know if they would let me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Can you imagine Brock Purdy? I mean, Brock Purdy, that elbow just finally gives out.
Oh, jeez. You are making Fletch our resident 49ers. Are you breaking out into a sweat? Oh my gosh.
I don't think it would be with the 49ers.
Well,
I think it would probably be with the Raiders.
But imagine this, okay? Brock Purdy. It's a Monday afternoon. He's on a walk. Flat dirt road. Walking his dog. Steps on an acorn.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Crack.
2 bones broken. Done. Dunzo. You got to call Tom Brady. would you be opposed to that as a 49er fan?
Wow.
Wow,
Dude, that's a
unbelievable.
long-
How could you be?
Doesn't Tom Brady have like a contract with Fox
Okay, so he does.
to be in the booth?
Wait,
does.
hold on. Were you game for Tom Brady to come back until there was a possibility he could come back to the 49ers? And
I
then
don't
you're
want
like, just stay in the booth? You don't want Tom Brady.
But hang on. Also, hang on. Like, I love how you're like,
Good
wait,
Lord.
does he have a contract with Fox? It's like, I refuse to allow him to break contract with the broadcasting company.
Like, doesn't he have duties this upcoming year? Like, it's Matt Ryan signed a deal with CBS. He was in the CBS booth. He wasn't.
Yeah,
Fletch,
wait, hold on.
don't
hold
even.
on. Hold
you
on.
know how
hold
this
on.
world goes. Everything's negotiable.
Right. By the way, you think that Fox is going to say, no, we're tearing up that contract if you don't start in September?
You hear that, Tom? It's ripped up, you big jerk.
Over with.
Showed him totally sure. How about that, Tom? Right in your face. You're a jerk.
Meanwhile, ESPN is holding their contract in front of Tom Brady.
CBS is like, we'll give you even more.
Exactly.
Inflation, right?
Right.
So yeah, dude. Look, the answer to your question, I'll answer for Fletch.
yeah. Yeah. Because we'd like to win a Super Bowl.
I don't want him.
Tom Brady. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
This is
If he says that now. Check this out. It's week 14. And I'm not wishing anything happened to Brock, but he's walking in from the facility. He just parked his car
right.
at Levi Stadium. There's an Aaron Acorn. He slips on it, breaks his leg.
Right.
All of a sudden,
Right.
they need a quarterback. They saw him, Tom Brady. Guess who's buying a Tom Brady jersey?
Oh,
Fletch.
Absolutely.
It'll be in the mail
Absolutely.
the day the transaction
Absolutely.
happens. You're a liar,
yeah.
Fletch.
Bang, bang, Brady.
Bang, bang, Brady.
Bang, bang, Brady.
Bang, Brady, bang.
That's catchy.
How about this? I mean, this is more plausible, right? Brock, it's the bye week. He went home. He's on the combine. He's out there shucking some corn. He falls out, goes into the blades. He's completely mauled. He's dead. Doesn't exist anymore. Now, I mean, there's no chance of him coming back. So now, I mean, Tom Brady.
Just a horrible free combine accident on the farm.
It happens,
You're
man.
a-
Why are you
It
wishing
happens.
this?
And I'm just throwing out a scenario.
Yeah,
a
just
likely scenario.
A completely likely, ordinary, horrific combine accident on an Iowa farm. Fletch, your reaction?
Yeah.
Man, Rich looks good.
All right, guys.
That's
does.
my reaction.
We have to say.
Snack.
I was out in Texas last week. I was covering this story. I mean, I was doing the hard capital J journalism on Rashee Rice and what was going to happen in this car crash that he and a friend who were speed racing were connected to. We have an update in that story. We'll give it to you on the other side. Also coming in studio, Pablo Francisco. He's going to be playing American Comedy Co. So if you want to catch him downtown this weekend, you can. But he'll be on our show in just a little bit. So really excited to have Pablo back. I met him before, actually. So
Have you?
we'll catch up with him.
That's
yeah,
pretty
it's gonna be
cool.
really good. Oh, yeah. So Fletch mentioned I'm looking really good these days. He's not lying. I lost so much weight with sdfatloss.com. I was super duper fat. I mean, so I got back up to almost my original playing weight. And boys, it wasn't the way it used to look. It wasn't like all that muscle under fat. It was just more fat under the fat.
Fat on fat?
It was fat on fat on fat.
Oof.
But I lost all that weight the natural way with sdfatloss.com. And I do mean natural. You're eating real food. It's a diet. It's not even a diet. It's a lifestyle change. So they get you to lose all the weight and then they help you maintain it on the other side. And if you go to SD Fat Loss right now and you get in touch with our weight loss coaches, Wayne and Chloe, they'll help you too. And you mentioned Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, you get $200 off your subscription with SD Fat Loss. That's $200 off your subscription with SD Fat Loss. All you have to say is Big Rich, TD, and Fletch sent you, and you'll be off to the races losing weight too. I've lost over 35 pounds. TD, he's down over 31 pounds. He just got on a scale yesterday, actually. Fletch, he's down close to 50. Actually, he's closer to 40 now. But after the surgery, he's going to be getting back in the gym. He's going to hopefully stay off the hiking trails, avoid the acorns because he slipped and fell and broke his leg. Look, the point is, sdfatloss.com, it really works, and it can really help you. sdfatloss.com.
This update is presented by the West Automotive Group. Starting off this morning at Golf Day, one of the Masters actually still going on as we enter day 2. Tons of golfers weren't able to finish up yesterday due to the sun going down, but they're finishing up their first round right now before starting day 2. Tiger finished day 1 over par. Bryson DeChambeau in the lead after firing a first round 65. This Masters update presented by the Golf Mart, home of the 90-day guarantee. Padres start their weekend series with the Doyers tonight at 7:10. Michael King on the mound for the Pods tonight. Matt Waldron tomorrow. Yu Darvish for the finale on Sunday. Car servicing shouldn't be left to chance. It should be left to the experts at West Automotive Group. Their certified technicians will offer you prompt service at fair price, keeping you safe. Receive a free 40-point inspection with any other service if you book now at westautomotivegroup.com.
Hey, amigos. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with y'all.
Ooh,
Good morning and happy Friday to those who celebrate.
God, that makes me want to go to the Lakeside Rodeo.
We're heading out on a Bar Car Friday here. We got Westward Whiskey coming in studio. We got Yanni, bartender from K&B Bistro. He's going to be whipping us up some whiskey drinks. Also, Tony Kanja, keg and bottle owner, operator. 10 locations, by the way, around San Diego.
You can rustle up any kind of drink.
Absolutely.
Man,
Whatever is going to slate your thirst, he's got it in his coolers.
you can rustle up some wine too now at the wine bar in La Jolla.
He's got wines in La Jolla. He's got liquor in La Jolla. He's got beer.
In the backwoods.
Yeah, the backwoods of La Jolla. Anyways,
He's got beer everywhere.
He's got beer
The
everywhere.
Sierra Sansa location, by the way, is beautiful.
It's
I've
awesome.
never been there before.
Yeah.
So that's the one I hit on the way home every day.
And it's right next to a Dairy Queen, which apparently is Rich's favorite fast food place.
Dude,
Yes.
hold on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we brought this up, and then I saw a ranking. Where'd it go?
Dairy Queen,
Okay.
I'm telling you guys, underrated food. Like the ice cream's amazing.
I love a Blizzard.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't think I've ever had anything else from Dairy
You're
Queen.
missing out.
So
What do you order?
Chili dogs. Where you're gonna find me is sucking on a chili dog outside of Dairy Queen.
Sucking on chili dog, outside taste freeze.
I hate that place.
I go to movies for one reason. The previews guy.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Does Audition just play things?
I don't know. I've never had that happen before.
It's cool.
Do you like a Tasty Freeze or a Dairy Queen?
I'm not gonna turn down a Tasty Freeze, but Dairy Queen is my favorite.
We had Tasty Freeze. We didn't have a Dairy Queen nearby.
Oh, okay.
We had
Uh,
Foster's free.
Oh,
Foster's.
Foster
Foster
Freeze.
Freeze
Yeah,
is
yeah,
good, too.
That's
Foster
where
Freeze.
people got stabbed in Merced.
So New York.
What?
Listen, if you want to get stabbed, you go to Foster.
That was like the
Freeze.
one thing that our parents were always like, never go here after dark.
because you're gonna get stabbed at the ice cream shop.
There was headlines every other day about something that happened at the Foster's.
Oh,
Freeze.
actually, I'm shocked. DQ, they only have burgers now. I think
They don't have hot dogs.
I think they pulled their hot dogs.
What?
There's no way, right?
Yeah, that's
Burgers
come
and
on.
sandwiches, chicken baskets, meal deals, 2 for $5.
Well, you just
Sucking
gotta-
on chili dog.
It's a sad day.
So it is that day. What do you got to go to?
I guess
Sonic?
I guess outside of Tasty Freeze.
Go to Can you? We better look up Tasty Freeze. See if we can still get it.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
maybe
mean-
they call. Yeah, I'm actually upset. All right. Well, I will say this: their chicken baskets do look bomb.com.
Right.
I'm looking at a Parmesan garlic sauced and tossed chicken strip basket. Woo!
Yeah, they got chili dogs at Tasty Freeze.
I might have to switch over to Tasty Freeze.
So New York Post puts out a list of the latest fast food rankings. This is I don't know, let me see if I can read this quickly. I cannot. Whatever Forders writer Gina Truman put
Okay.
this list together.
Okay.
Coming in at number 10 is White Castle.
Okay. Have
Okay.
you guys ever had the Crave case? You
I've-
ever
is that-
challenge?
I've
From
never.
White Castle.
It's the 30 mini burgers.
Not that, but the White Castle in Las Vegas is a stop that I make frequently.
When I was
I've,
a
I've
kid-
never had it
when I
other
was-
than the frozen
Oh.
ones.
Oh, okay. We have to find a White Castle.
It's good.
Okay, so they grill all of their patties and onions, so maybe TD wouldn't like it. But but dude, they make these mini cheeseburgers and then they give them to you, at least they used to, in a cardboard suitcase.
God, that's great.
I used to carry it around for weeks afterwards. And then, like, because it was burgers and onions in there, it just smelled like BO. So anything I put in there, like my school books, I'd be bringing it to school, open up this damn Crave case, and my teacher would be like, oh my God, you need a shower.
I don't think there's too many White Castles left, but
No,
because
back
they
east.
they do a ton of frozen stuff, maybe back east. But the one in Vegas has a line around the block,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a-
24/7 because it's open 24 hours a
Well,
day.
like Beastie Boys, you know, they were all about White Castle.
I can't believe you did this in the middle of reading your article.
I don't even get that joke.
Wasn't a joke. That was for real.
Are
I
they
thought
really?
Harold and Kumar were all about
Wait a
White
second.
Castle.
Wait.
I thought that was that a name of a Beastie Boys song?
No, they sing about White Castle in several songs.
Do they really? Yeah, I guess it makes sense. I mean, I grew up on Long Island. I think they grew up in Queens.
No sleep till White Castle.
It's right.
Remember that song?
Kelly's Roast Beef, which apparently is a Boston area Arby's,
Oh,
like a Arby's type restaurant. That
Okay.
comes in at number 9. Dave's Hot Chicken gets number 8. This might be a shocker.
I do love Dave's Hot Chicken.
Number 7, Chick-fil-A.
I'm shocked it's not higher.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Especially in the Bible Belt. I mean, if you're
Right.
dude.
I'll
I
be
mean,
honest, they skimp on fries, dude.
Their fries are terrible.
They're not
Oh,
great,
no.
and
Those fries are
there's so
terrible.
few of
Their
them.
fries
Actually,
are terrible.
Their
okay.
fries you have to put in the air fryer after they give them to
I-
you.
Oh, that's convenient. I like that.
You ask them twice fried, waffle fries twice fried. That's what you tell them.
And they still give you like 7 of them.
Well,
Well,
though,
Can you get them with any salt?
you get them a little crispier, and then you dip them in that Chick-fil-A sauce. My God, oh my God.
Number 6, Five Guys.
That makes sense. Actually,
Love
I
Five
feel
Guys.
like that's appropriately ranked.
They do their fries in peanut oil, and the
I
fries
I
are
wouldn't
awesome.
even put them in my top 10.
Come on,
Give me
dude.
this-
I love
it's
the
like
fact.
a mushy burger.
No. You know what? I love the fact that they tell you, like, I'm eating a potato today from Idaho.
That is true.
It makes me happy.
You know what I don't like? I don't like when I go to the burger restaurants and I have to build my own. Like I
Oh,
want it to just be like
yeah.
the number one,
Well, I usually just walk in and just like, give me a cheeseburger.
right?
Yeah, whatever.
Number 5, beating out Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's.
Dude, it's skyrocketing. Raising Cane's.
Because of Post Malone.
So San Diego State,
Mm.
a lot of times when we're traveling, they actually have Raising Cane's catered on the bus ride to the airport from wherever we're visiting. And
Wow.
when I tell you that was a big problem for me before I met SDFatLoss.com, it was a big problem for me.
Number 4, Whataburger.
Okay.
Sucks.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. I'm
If
not
In and
happy-
Out's not above it, I'm rioting.
It's above it, but just barely. Number 3, In and
Mhm.
Out. Number 2, Shake Shack.
People love Shake Shack.
I've never had it.
We got to go to Shake Shack.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean-
I'm very like,
I am too.
Yeah,
I am too. In fact, the same reaction I had to Whataburger is what I had to Shake Shack.
yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well, actually,
I can
like,
eat it.
I like Shake Shack better than Whataburger, and maybe it's just recency bias. I just recently had a Whataburger, it wasn't all that great. But Shake Shack, I walked out there, I'm like, you know what the problem was? When somebody builds something up like really big, like,
Yeah.
oh, you're gonna love this burger, it's the best burger you ever have.
Like I
walked-
do with movies.
Yes. Like you do with everything. You're like, this is the best. This is the first. This is the most. And then I show up, I'm like, it's just a roast beef sandwich.
But you're welcome when I said that about Prize Picks.
Yeah, you were right
Mhm,
about that. You were right about that.
The number 1 fast food place in America, according to the New York Post and whoever this lady is a place called Culver's.
Oh, Culver's is great.
Wow.
I mean, butter burgers and fresh frozen
The
custard.
frozen custard is what makes it great.
I mean,
I never had Culver's, but I knew a gal who grew up in Illinois, and it was like she worked out of Culver's.
They're huge in Wisconsin too, because that's where
like
Kendall's family's
Midwest,
all
yeah,
from.
yeah,
they
yeah.
talk about Culver's
I
nonstop.
don't see any
Yeah.
chili dogs on this list.
They have Culver's in Arizona too.
Did Derek?
I feel like I have one. Maybe I've seen it at least in like Utah.
I'm finding out if there's a press release from when Dairy Queen stopped making hot dogs. Like I'm a little distraught over this. Dairy Queen stops making
on, chill it out.
Yeah.
hot dogs. When did this?
That did
Effing happen.
please. We were singing that just now in the kitchen as we were making some coffee. How do you like the coffee, by the way, today, Fletch?
It's tasty.
Oh, right. Okay. This is a mix
Very
of.
full.
Well, that was due to the fact that we couldn't get another cup quick enough to put under the flowing stream. Wait, hold on. Wait, there's a hot dog on this
on
menu.
okay, it's on the Dairy Queen men. Oh, they're only
Oh,
ki-
kids. That's why they're just naked.
But wait a
Oh,
second.
wait,
but-
you can get a chili cheese dog.
there it is. Okay.
It's for children. Of course.
I'm starting an order right now.
yeah.
Store pickup. I'm gonna find a city or place close to me.
Culver's has
Guys, I'm skipping the second half of the show.
good call. Good call. Culver's has the crinkle cut fries, which I do think are top notch.
All right.
Oh God, I forgot about this.
Fletch, what do you got for us this morning?
This is gonna be something I don't do very often, but I'm gonna kind of be humble.
What?
Okay. Are you feeling okay?
What?
No.
Hang on.
I'll
Can
be
you
honest, like-
run in
Well,
there and
yeah.
check
I
his
mean, yeah,
forehead?
yeah. Just some. What's
You have a fever?
So
going on?
I can like fully admit and be fine with the fact that I got my ass kicked in the Hardwood and Balls Classic by Jonathan Rifkind. I can fully admit that Jonathan Rifkind is in much better shape than me, and he like cares about his body and goes to the gym and works out and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
He's also a big douchebag, but that's beside the point.
Oh, we knew that.
Jonathan Rifkind recently got a Nintendo Switch,
Mhm.
which is like the newest Nintendo gaming console, and Kendall and I have had one for a while, and so he got this game, Super Smash Bros, which was loved it on the N64, played it on the GameCube.
Of course.
Okay.
Haven't played it since then, but
Donkey
now
Kong?
all of a
Yeah.
sudden there's all these new characters and stuff, and
Yeah.
the Nintendo or the Super Smash Bros is back. And Jonathan asked me, "Hey, you want to play? We both have the consoles. We can
Okay.
do it together."
Okay.
We've played 50 times probably. I've beat him twice.
Wow.
So he's good.
Wow.
I don't even know how, but he does things that I don't know are part of the game, and he plays with characters that I've never heard of, like people from a game called Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's an
Never heard of
RPG.
Final Fantasy?
It's an RPG. It's
Final
a,
Fantasy VII was the highest sold game for the original PlayStation.
So he plays as some dude from that and kicks my ass as Captain Falcon every time, and it's getting really annoying.
Captain
And now I want to
Falcon.
stop playing with them, but I need someone new to play.
Yeah,
This
but-
is my long-winded way of saying, can you guys get a Switch so I can play you and beat you?
Does he have the Captain Falcon? Does he have a giant katana on his
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
No,
big
Captain
sword.
Falcon is some, I don't know what, he
He's
doesn't
got
have a
like
sword.
blonde hair and like they look like feathers.
No, that's Falco.
Oh.
Captain Falcon drives a starship, and he goes, Falcon Punch!
Captain
Wait, what?
Falcon Punch.
What?
Captain Falcon.
Sounds good. So you can have that. If you don't get the Azalea out at the Masters, you can have the Falcon Punch.
Interesting. I don't think he's from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I don't
No,
think
Captain
that's-
Falcon's not. That's who I play as.
Oh. Who does he
Oh.
play as? You just don't know. It's just
It's
a Final
some dude from Final Fantasy with a sword, and like he's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think his
yeah.
name's Roy, or maybe
I don't know.
Okay, well, listen. I'm
he was
sorry.
not in the N64 games. That's all I'm saying.
It's a good.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah.
monologue. It's a good
Yeah, it's
monologue.
good. It is good.
I'll say this. I'll also say I do want to get a Nintendo Switch or some sort of gaming system soon. When Ty was born, I got really into gaming again. I bought the newest PlayStation at the time. I was getting good at Call of Duty. Like I was. I
Right.
mean, I was already fading out of one career. I'm like, this might be a second career. This is feeling pretty good.
What's
If,
up,
if
brother?
only Twitch was around.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, Annie kept coming into the spare bedroom with our infant son, and she's like, "Are you gonna help me to
Right.
raise this kid?" I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Well, I mean, good.
I'm in the middle of my
Meanwhile,
career.
Are you screaming at like 10-year-olds in Germany saying, I just killed you?
Yeah, like they were
in
yeah,
German?
making Vietnamese children cry at 2 a.m. our time. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was a little bit of an addiction. Anyway, so basically, we put the gaming system away and we haven't touched it since. My kids are getting like this close
Well,
to
the Switch
us.
is the one to break them in.
That's
on.
the thing.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's
Mhm.
being considered. It's being discussed. There was discussion of VR headsets.
Oh wow!
I might be getting right back in, boys.
I mean, you're going in deep.
Oh, so we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, to be continued.
I
Wow, this
need to
conversation.
figure. I need to get better so I can beat him. So I'm thinking maybe we do a little Smash tournament at some point
Okay,
here in the
really,
building.
really quick. I'm going to give you my morning monologue, and I'll be brief. We just got a text message from a very prominent man here in San Diego, somebody who's close to the show, somebody who's very important to this show, somebody who I trust his taste, his opinion.
Okay. Okay.
I honestly, you want to talk about somebody who I would trust with just about anything. Athletic director John David Wicker.
Okay. Wow.
Weird. He
Wow,
didn't
wow,
text
wow.
me.
He hears this conversation, and here's why he didn't text you, you uncivilized swine. It's because you said Chick-fil-A fries are garbage.
I didn't say they're garbage. I said they're
that.
skimpy.
I said it. I will stand by that.
I said they only give you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
6 of them.
I will stand by that. Chick-fil-A fries maybe are the worst.
JD Wicker,
Fast food fries.
he goes, love Chick-fil-A fries.
Wow.
100% agree with you, JD. In fact, I'll go as far to say Chick-fil-A fries, they may be my favorite.
The taste is good. I just wish there was more.
Okay.
And I also wish they were a little more well done.
So just like I said, twice fried Chick-fil-A, and then the Chick-fil-A sauce. Here's my favorite part about them is I look at potatoes when they're fried as more of a conveyance for the condiment that you're dipping them in.
Right.
So with the waffle fry, you have all those spaces where all of the ketchup or the honey mustard or the Chick-fil-A sauce, it just oozes between those little waffles.
becomes a bit of a shovel.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I can see the merit in that.
It's so good.
They're kind of the Beyonce of fries. All show, no go. Just
But I say all that about Chick-fil-A. We got Chick-fil-A last night.
And you love the fries.
It was International Pet Day, so they got a free bandana for the dog and
See,
pup cup
Wow.
and everything.
Wow, you
They
did
do
it.
things right.
all right,
did-
TD,
well-
what is your monologue today?
well, I'm just a little confused. Growing up, there was a prominent figure in my life, Carmen Sandiego. Okay,
Have we found her yet?
where in the world? Truly, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Because she's vanished. Remember, there was like a board game.
Oh yeah.
And then there was like a game show. And then there was a cartoon, which the cartoon is not that old. And for some reason, Carmen Sandiego was kind of hot.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She kind of had those bedroom eyes, like, "Hey there, big."
check me out. How about a live action version of Carmen Sandiego?
Who would star?
Dude.
Great question.
I got a
wow.
name.
Oh, who do you got?
Margot Robbie.
No, she's not blonde.
Wait, who?
Anna Kendrick.
Dude, you can dye
No,
anyone's hair.
not Anna Kendrick.
I got my hair dyed by a Frenchman
Yeah.
on Boxing Day.
Hang on.
There was a series that got added to Netflix that looks a little newer about 5 years ago.
To Netflix?
Yeah, it's like modern graphics and stuff.
Oh wait, but it's still cartoon.
Yeah, so cartoon.
Still cartoon.
We're talking about live action, like people, like
Right,
real
right.
people playing the role of
What's Josh Allen's girlfriend?
Haley
Oh,
Steinfeld?
Yeah,
She'd be good.
That'd be good. That'd be good. You could put her in an overcoat.
Dude, this is a great call. They should remake this.
Dude, come on.
Are they remake?
Texters.
Hang on.
Ana de Armas?
We need well, hey. I mean, I know how to say it.
I'm into it.
We need
Ana de Armas.
whatever it is. We need the texters to weigh in here. Tell us who should be the live action Carmen Sandiego.
I like it a
Ooh,
lot.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah. One of the
that
Olsen
is
twins?
solid. Yes.
No, she's not one of the twins. She's the little sister of the twins, but she plays the Scarlet Witch in the Marvel movies.
Who am I thinking? Oh, it's Mary Kate and,
And
Ashley.
Ashley. So
And then
their little sister Elizabeth, who's
Got
actually
it.
the best actor
actor
by
of the whole bunch.
far.
Yeah. That's so funny. I've seen things with her in it. I just always assume she's one of the twins.
No, she's the little sister.
Screwed that up.
Yeah. Well, she's far better looking.
Way better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be mean,
No.
but yeah.
I think there's been a few less drugs in her
That's
life.
what if I just look up what is she, brunette? I mean, would you say that?
Yeah, but
Brunette?
in the Marvel movies, I think they had her hair dyed for some of them as like kind of the same color as Carmen Sandiego.
So update really
She's
quick
already San Diego.
on this wide receiver storyline out in Dallas. So
Rashee Rice should play Carmen.
Rashee Rice should play Carmen. I just wanted to sneak this in
Ooh.
real quick. So he's like sent himself in.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
surrendered himself was the verbiage I read this morning.
Yeah. So Mr. Rice acknowledges his actions and feels deeply for those injured as a result of this accident, his lawyer said. Let's see. I guess this was emailed to a press release from the lawyer that was emailed out. If you missed the story, basically, Rashee Rice and another friend were speed racing around the interstates in the Dallas area and
So-
caused a chain reaction crash that resulted in serious bodily
And
harm to some of the other passengers.
He owned the Corvette and he was leasing the Lamborghini. And so
Mhm.
they were both under his name.
Yeah,
Cool.
correct.
Cool.
So he's in all sorts of different trouble.
Again, though, I mean, that vet kept up with the Lamborghini.
It's kind of cool.
Really is.
Little American muscle there.
That's what I'm saying.
Going against Italian
America.
muscle cars. Well, so here's the other thing about this is he says he was driving the Lamborghini, which he was the only driver who was allowed to per whatever he signed with the dealership that he leased it from. If that's proven to be untrue, he's in even more trouble. So I don't know. There's a lot of cameras on freeways. I don't know how
Right.
sophisticated they are in Dallas, but if he's proven to be lying about any more, because he did flee the scene.
Yes. But
this-
what's more trouble? You have to buy the car.
I mean, I guess.
So
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
350 grand. I guess.
I guess it could. Well, it depends on who he says it to. But if he lies while he's
Oh,
giving
yeah,
any sort of
And you
testimony,
guys saw the other part of this story, right? That there was 10.8 grams of weed. in one of
No,
the
didn't
cars.
see
You know, I
that.
actually
Yeah,
didn't.
Didn't
Yeah.
see that.
So Dallas TV station WFAA reporting that there was 10.8 grams of marijuana found in the Lamborghini Rice had been driving.
So
Wow.
here's the thing. Okay, why do you run from a scene of a crash, right? Especially one that's presumably as big as one that has multiple cars on a freeway. You're driving fast. Maybe some of that weed was used before the accident.
That's
Right,
the
right.
assumption I would go to as well.
So, I mean, this guy may have screwed up his whole career. He's coming off of a Super Bowl season with the Chiefs. He had the best year of any of the receivers playing with Patrick Mahomes. He arguably trusts him more than anybody right now, with the obvious exception of Travis Kelce, who's a tight end. But in the receiver room, I mean, Rashee Rice is it.
He was making his way to become like within the next 2 or 3 years, because wide receivers generally can really pop in year 2 after they have an offseason with their quarterback. He was setting himself up to be one of the league leaders in receptions and yards for next year.
Yeah.
And this could be a real issue. I don't know how much time he's going to have to miss. I'm assuming maybe it might be a whole year, depending on how all this goes. But man, this really sucks for my dynasty team.
Gal Gadot.
Oh, Gal
Should be
Gadot
good.
is a good
Mm.
call.
Mm.
But you start
Very
looking
flexible.
at their depth. Oh yeah, that is true. We've seen her in the Marvel movies. But Justin Watson, I mean, Kadarius Toney.
They added Marquise Brown,
Yeah, there's Marquise Brown. That's true.
but he's a little guy.
Justin Ross. I mean, okay, Marquise Brown, by the way, who kind of had the same problem over the course of his career that all these Chiefs receivers had early in the season, which is he drops the ball a ton.
Right.
So it sort of feels like Rashee Rice. It would be really nice if he's available next season to play some football for you, and he may not be, depending on what happens now as he surrenders himself to Texas police.
Dumb.
Yeah,
I mean, not dumb turning yourself in, but this whole event is dumb.
Insane.
Like you're what a dumb move.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, we have some more positivity entering the studio after that nonsense. Pablo Francisco, you can catch him at American Comedy Co. You can see him tonight, 7:30, 9:30, as shows tomorrow night as well, same times. He jumps in with us. We'll have some laughs with Pablo in a minute. But first, I got to talk to everybody about what I did last night. So got home around 10 o'clock, sleep by 11, but somewhere in between, I got on the Prize Picks app. And I put in an entry.
Squeezed it in.
Just squeezed it in.
Shoehorn action.
I had an hour to research some Korean baseball, and I did. And I put in an entry for Yoon Young Choi. He's going to need less than 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. And then, of course, I went to the Kawum Heroes, who I watch all the time.
Mhm.
Emmanuel De Jesus on the mound. I just needed him to have more pitcher strikeouts than 5.5. And Fletchy, it went big. I won.
You're going to go less on Jesus?
No, more.
No, I'm just saying nobody goes less. Nobody goes less on Jesus.
Emmanuel.
Very proud of you, Rich. But
Thank you.
I think what you should be doing instead of wasting your time on KBO is getting ready for MMA coming up this weekend.
Go ahead.
Because right now in the Prize Picks app, only for our listeners, well, anyone can get this, but Justin Gaethje discounted from 100.5 significant strikes down to 0.5 significant strikes. So
Oh.
if you're setting a lineup for this weekend, just include him on it.
Oh, I put him
I
in an
think
entry.
Probably with the KBO, because you can do cross-pollination here with the different leagues.
Actually, I did it with the Masters.
Oh my God.
So Danny Willett in round 2, I'm going to say he's going less than 73.5 strokes. He had a pretty good round 1. And then Justin Gaethje, obviously, I took the more on the significant strikes. Look, it's that easy. If you're downloading the Prize Picks app like I did over this last weekend, and now I'm already up $210, you can go ahead and just type in promo code DOGS. That's DOGS. Dogs. And all you have to do is put in a deposit and it's matched. Whatever you put in, up to $100. So if you put in 20, it's 40. You put in 50, it's 100. You put in 75, it's $150. You put in $100, you get $200 on Prize Picks to play with. And all you have to do is sign up with promo code DOGS.
And by the way, today is a Flex Friday, meaning you can get a $20 entry protected. It's a protected play on a Flex Friday. So get on over there and do that right now. They're also offering Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account. this sports season. And if you want to get into sports heaven, and if you have the skills, you can make up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. But you got to go with the demons, which are a little riskier, but the demons are where you have the most fun.
Oh gosh, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to give you again, promo code DOGS. That's DOGS. Again, you have your deposit doubled up to $100. And here you go. Prize Picks. Pick more, win more, have even more fun. Always, all the time.
Pick
Prize
more,
Picks.
pick less. It's that easy. Prize Picks.
We're going to have some laughs with Pablo Francisco coming up in just a few minutes.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. We will start off here in golf. Day 2 officially underway now as people are on the course after that delay from yesterday caused day 1 to need to finish up this morning. It's all very confusing, but day 2 is officially underway. Bryson DeChambeau is your leader. He fired a first round 65. He'll be teeing off here pretty shortly. The Masters update brought to you by the Golf Mart, home of the 90-day guarantee. Padres start their weekend series with the Dodgers tonight at 7:10 up at Chavez Ravine. Michael King on the mound for the Padres tonight. Matt Waldron tomorrow, Yu Darvish for the finale on Sunday. Trust Anderson's emergency drain plumber for smooth flowing pipes. Nobody wows clients like they do. Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air has been privileged to serve over 500,000 clients for more than 45 years. Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air, AndersonPHA.com.
Yeah. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We got a pair of tickets to the Lakeside Rodeo. We're going to be giving away here in just a little bit. It's going to be happening April 25th through April 28th out at the Lakeside Rodeo grounds. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I'm watching now. We got some guests coming in here. I'm very excited. Hey! Oh, it's our old friends. It is a Bar Cart Friday here, brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. So we're going to be tipping back some Westward whiskey here in a bit. We also have comedian Pablo Francisco going to be joining us here shortly. Running a little late, no big deal. We're calling an audible. We can do that. No
You
sweat.
want me to just talk about golf? I'd
No,
talk about Tiger Woods.
Do you want to talk about golf or you want to talk about Jordan Montgomery dumping Scott Boras as his agent?
I want to talk about golf. But what's going on with Jordan Montgomery?
He said he's not going to have Scott Boras represent him anymore. Done. Is this the beginning of the end for Scott Boras?
I don't think so. Scott Boras had a rough offseason, and I think he'd be the first to tell you that. Like a guy in a basketball game after they have a rough night, the post-game guy says, they'd be the first to tell you that they didn't play their best. But Scott Boras has also made millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars for his clients over the years,
Yeah.
and he will be right back on the bandwagon. This Jordan Montgomery guy, he probably made a mistake.
Well, yeah, probably. And Scott Boras, like, let's say everything just ended for Scott Boras. He'd still be all right.
Yeah.
You think he's going to make it?
I mean, like,
Richie, what was the
he could muddle
percentage
through?
your agent took from your contract?
So standard agent agreements in the NFL, they're not allowed to charge more than 3%.
So I know Scott Boras charges significantly more than that. I remember looking this up. I'll pull up the exact number, but for the super agent Scott Boras, he charges a premium for his contracts. And when you look at the contracts that he's gotten signed, he's had multiple over $300 million.
So you can sign a separate contract agreement with an agency from a marketing standpoint in the NFL. I'm sure the rules are different with Major League Baseball and their collective bargaining agreement with the owners. But you could actually sign a contract with an agency where they charge you 3% on your contract, but then you can pay them 10% on your contract monies for them to market for you. I'm guessing Scott Boras, it's all inclusive. So he charges his clients, 10%, maybe 20%, whatever it is.
Well, the max in Major League Baseball is 5%, but then like you said, there's other workarounds to get him more. But just on contracts alone, Scott Boras's commissions as of January 2nd, 2024, he has made $191 million.
He's a very rich man because he's made a lot of men in baseball very rich men. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, he's a great negotiator, and
Right.
he has really put the screws to a bunch of these Major League Baseball owners. And as a result, I mean, we see it every offseason. His name gets splashed all over the media.
He is very Dan Hurley.
A little bit,
Oh, yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
Except he comes up with one-liners, like the hot talent lava from a couple of years ago when he was talking about the Padres' burgeoning success story. He comes up with those sticky phrases that sort of just hang in the sports ether for a long time
And
to follow.
he's the ultimate guerrilla marketer. Anytime there's any sort of media scrum, he all of a sudden is front and center, spewing out those one-liners. Marty Caswell has some really funny Scott Boras stories.
I mean, let's say Scott Boras came to us and said, I'd like to represent you for whatever.
Mhm.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
I agree.
I think you figure it out.
Yeah.
guys like Scott Boras, like if AJ Preller sees his phone ringing and it's Scott Boras, he's like, God, I got to talk to this guy again.
Well, there are definitely, I'm telling you right now, when you talk to your agent and you ask them about general managers or other agents and stuff like that, you get the dirt. I'll give you guys a quick funny story. One time I was switching agents. So I signed with my initial agent, and I'm still friends with him, but we just didn't want to work together anymore, or I didn't want to work with him. And so I kind of gave him the Dear John letter, and I was like, hey, I'm interested
It's
in
not you, it's me.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So anyways, long story short, Drew Rosenhaus was representing one of my college teammates.
Oh, we know that name.
Yeah.
He had a big client.
He has a lot of big clients.
No,
he
but he had-
signed Gronk. He has a bunch. Drew Rosenhaus, like a famous NFL agent. Anyways, he was in the movie Jerry Maguire. He gets me on the phone, and it sounded like he was driving in a convertible because all you hear just in the background.
Of course
is
he
like,
was.
Hey, Rich, good to hear from you. Yeah, Dan told me to expect your call. I kid you not. All I said was, hey, Drew. And then he spoke unbroken for 30 minutes at me. And then he goes, does that sound good?
Sweater tied around his shoulders.
And then I'm just like, yeah, Drew. And he goes, okay, great, babe. Talk soon. I said 4 words to him. I said, hey, Drew, and yeah, Drew. And then he spoke the rest of the time. I mean, it's crazy.
This guy, Jordan Montgomery, by the way, is a starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks. He signed a 1-year deal this offseason for $25 million. And the reason he fired Scott Boras is because he wanted more than $25 million.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's some sour grapes out there too. Guys will whine about, the fact that they're worth more than they signed for. And I will say this, though, and this happens, and this is real. There's certain times where an agent will package players. And so, hey, I gave you this guy for a good deal. So you're going to break off my superstar when he becomes a free agent or when it's time to extend his contract. So sometimes, if you're a free agent signing with a team, you have to be wary which team you're signing with, because if you're a quote unquote super agent, has a player who's due for an extension on that team, he may be giving the team a discount. This way, when they break off the superstar, he's getting his pockets filled up. And I've heard those stories too. I'm not saying that's Scott Boras. I'm not saying this is even the case, but those are the cases and claims that are made against these agents at times.
It's official. Round 1 of the Masters is now in the books as of what time? 7:38 in the morning on this day 2 of the Masters. Round 1 is finally over. Bryson DeChambeau still your leader. He tees off at 8:54 this morning, so we'll catch the last little bit of his. Scotty Scheffler, though, who Mike Abram was telling us about, he won the Masters a couple years ago. He's in second place right now, and this makes the conversation we were having earlier this week very interesting, because Scotty Scheffler's wife could go into labor at any time.
Yep.
He is in second place heading into day 2 of the Masters. This conversation gets a little heavier as we get going, because if he goes into the weekend with the lead,
okay, if you are the day 2 leader, right?
you can't leave.
You finish round 2 and you are the leader, or you're in the top 5 at Augusta. It's only his second time playing there.
No, he's played 4.
He's played 4,
but he's
this
won
would-
1.
Okay, this would be his opportunity to win his second Masters, which, by the way,
3 people in history have won 3 Masters.
Thank you.
The number gets a little bigger when you talk about 2, but it's a handful.
2-time Masters champions. We're talking about literally a handful of people.
The
maybe,
best of the best.
maybe 8 people.
You got
if
the
that.
Hogans, the Watsons, the Jacks, the Arnies, the Tiger Phil, like Bubba. That's about it.
Yeah. So the answer is no.
Hulk Hogan?
Not Hulk Hogan. Damn it.
Ben
dude.
Hogan.
Every single time.
You
Ben
know, when
Hogan.
your dad buys you like your first set of like real golf clubs, they're Ben Hogan's.
Mine were not. In fact, so when I went to the golf store to buy clubs and we went through the whole, rigmarole, I'm like, okay, yeah, I like these. Yeah, they sound good. And he's all right. How about these? And I'm like, cool. I need them left-handed. And they literally like, oh, and they pointed over to a corner and there was a dusty set of clubs over there, the Palm Springs. That's literally what they're called,
That's
the
all you
Palm
got.
Springs. And that's what I got.
Dude, I love this tournament so much. And I love storylines like this. Like Scotty Scheffler could be facing a situation where, I don't know if it's his first kid. I'm assuming so. But
They just got married like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
so I think so.
So the birth of his first child may interfere in a major way with his golf career if his wife goes into labor.
It is their first kid.
Think about
There's
that
no
storyline.
There's no way he's staying.
Dude,
No way.
I'm
he's
telling you
staying.
right now, here's the problem. Relationships last forever. And if
not if you stay at the Masters.
but hang on, follow me here.
He could send his entire family, his mom, his dad, everybody else to the hospital.
Man.
He just needs to stay there and finish. Like
You-
you're talking legacy. history, TD.
You haven't
would
had
be
this
talked about.
conversation.
No,
He would be
You-
talked about for the rest of sport
Dude,
history
you
if he
haven't
became
had
a
this
two-time
conversation.
master champ.
You haven't had this conversation.
But I know that. But there are certain ladies. You know what? The phone call I'd be having be like, squeeze it in. Not yet.
Just clench really hard.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't care what you got to do. Cross your legs.
So, T,
We're not
would your
doing it.
Travis, would your answer be different if it was, say, like Tom Brady about to play in the Super Bowl?
No.
So he
There-
would miss the Super Bowl
Yeah.
to go to the birth of a
All
kid.
right, hang on.
Yeah,
that's trash.
Okay. Right now we have it up at Big Rich TD Fletch. If you want to weigh in, we put this up I think 2 days ago, but it's still germane today. In this moment, Scotty Scheffler is in second place at the Masters after round 1. If his wife goes into labor, should he leave the Masters? Yes or no?
We'll hear about this the rest of his life.
I know, but
I mean,
also-
the rest of his life.
How about after he's dead? People will still talk about him as a two-time Masters champ if he wins.
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
3 or 4. Or what if he's still really young? What if he has a chance to
But-
chase
but-
down some
he'll
of Tiger's
still-
records?
After he's dead, he's going to want to kill himself if he has to have this conversation.
Say one time. Yeah, they have 2 kids. Now he has 1 green jacket for each of them. Yeah, I mean, like there's so much here, guys. Like,
Yeah, but
oh,
what if he stays and loses?
okay, well, maybe,
He's still walking home with several million
that's
dollars
your
if he's in
point.
the top
You
5.
have not had the conversation.
Like if he
of,
withdraws,
it's
he gets
not
no money.
about the money.
At a certain point, it is.
Yeah,
When you're talking millions of dollars.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I'm not saying that I would want to leave. I'm saying you got no choice. You got no choice.
I don't know. I don't know. I really, I think you have to leave. You do have, or excuse me, you have to stay. There's no chance you have to leave. If she doesn't understand, then I hate to
Move
say
on.
this,
I'll tell you.
but maybe it's
Not you, it's me.
yeah, maybe it's time for Daddy to be a distant memory. No, I'm kidding.
By the way, if he wins 2 Masters, he'll have plenty of
So,
options.
My luck would be I would leave. I would get there, and then it'd be a false alarm.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen. I mean, okay.
Happen next week.
That's something that could
Yeah,
happen too.
so
It's
that's
like
it.
he leaves, he goes to the hospital wherever she's at, and then all of a sudden the baby
Well,
doesn't come out till
hold on.
tomorrow.
She's got to be close by, right?
Well, see, that's the other thing. Like, how selfish. I mean, I understand you're not supposed to fly, but you can't hop in a car. I don't care if you live in Arizona. Take a quick 24-hour drive cross
That's
country
what
to
I'm saying.
Georgia
That's what I'm saying.
while you're 9 months pregnant.
Somebody, come on.
So
See,
selfish.
he could get someone to drive her out there, but you could have
For
the
sure.
baby on the course.
Buddy,
Course
would
baby.
There,
Course baby.
Would there be a better
What?
story than Scotty Scheffler? Scotty Scheffler wins the Masters, and on the 18th green, they welcome to the world baby Azalea. Can you imagine?
Wow.
TJ's back in.
I'm back in. We've solved the problem. Well,
Azalea Tiger
Yeah.
Scheffler.
You know who else solved the problem? Wayne and Chloe over at SD Fat Loss.
Damn right they
okay,
did.
they unlocked the secret to very, very fast weight loss and the secret to keeping that weight off. And they did it with SDFatLoss.com. They did that. And if you go there right now, you can schedule a free consultation. So they'll sit down with you and just walk you through your life. I mean, they want to know about you. They want to know about your eating habits. They want to know about your exercise, your body makeup. I mean, they really get involved on your body.
Oh,
But they do it because they want to see the best way to set you up to have success losing weight. Because when they say you're going to lose 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks' time, and you go, okay, so in 2 months, I'm going to be down 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And you think there's no way possible. I promise you it is, because all 3 of us beat that number, over 30 pounds gone in
You're
8 weeks'
damn right.
time.
And I'll tell you what, before SDFatLoss.com, somebody described my body type as Zoftig. And I was like, never heard that word.
Wait.
Gonna look it up. Turns out it's a word usually used to describe attractively curvy or voluptuous women. So that was offensive. And you know what? I needed to do something about it.
Right.
So I
right.
signed up with SDFatLoss.com.
And now you're not so much Zoftig, and you fit into that bikini when you head out to the beach,
Thanks.
especially during the summertime here as we head into that. So, and guess what? If you go to SDFatLoss.com right now, you mentioned Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, you're going to save yourself $200. There's no better time to do it. Lose the weight right now. SDFatLoss.com.
Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. Our first giveaway coming up in just 5 minutes. We'll tell you how to win those tickets to see Brothers Osborne. So if you're interested in checking them out in May, we got a San Diego show here.
Wow.
You're gonna find out how. What do you got?
Breaking news.
Yeah,
Do
what's up?
we want to hit the breaking news sounder?
Okay, yeah. Oh, I like this.
Big.
When it's big enough,
Yeah,
then we actually pause the music
that's right.
and we play this. Yeah.
Here it is. Guys,
And we don't have our answer yet.
no, we're still waiting. But the Golden Bachelor, Jerry Turner and Teresa Nist, divorcing after just 3 months.
Tell you what, damn it.
That feels lap.
Are you kidding me?
What?
I know it wasn't a dad joke or anything, but
What?
like doing the breaking news sounder for that feels lap worthy.
Wait, can I ask you a
what?
question?
What?
Can I ask you a quick question? The Golden Bachelor. How old was Jerry?
70 something?
70 years old.
Hang on. What
Did
was his
you
name?
see
Jerry
a picture
Turner?
of him?
He's pretty handsome.
But that's what I'm saying. He does not look. I think he's lying about his age.
Jerry Turner.
Look up this guy. I'm
age.
telling you, because somebody said that. I was just confirmed. Well, what does it say?
72.
72 years old. Okay,
72.
now look at a picture of him.
Producer Shelley, Jerry Turner, Golden Bachelor, 72 years old. Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down.
No,
No, okay.
No,
well, he's,
okay.
He's
No.
about to be
Hang on.
single again.
Hang on a
I
second.
saw that they were only married for 3 months.
Yeah. Well, how'd you see it? I just broke the news.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, you should work. You should work on a hot AC station where all we
Oh.
do is talk about reality
Well,
shows.
you know what's weird is I called Jerry Turner a hot AC.
Did you call him a hot AC? Have you
That's
seen that?
not-
Have you seen that AC? Have you tried that
Yeah.
AC before?
I've cranked her up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
have.
Damn right. I
All
turned
right,
it down to 68.
you-
Just a
You
tick
stop it.
below
Dude,
69.
I'm telling you, a good 67 in a hotel room with a hot AC is so good.
Okay.
Golly.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Wait, yeah.
This guy is 72?
that guy's 72.
That is
No, he's a liar.
No.
Okay.
You
Okay,
guys,
hang on a second.
veneers
Side
can-
by side.
Dude,
Who's
I'm telling
older?
you guys, veneers can take a guy's
Me
age
or
down.
Jerry Turner? Who's older?
Who's got more gray? Sorry, Ornberger.
80 years old. I look like I went through several wars. Jerry Turner, I mean, guy does push-ups or sit-ups. I don't know what
I'm
he's
gonna
Yeah,
doing.
well,
I'm gonna
he
tell
sat
you
at
right
a
now.
desk most of his life.
Okay.
That's probably why.
I'm worn out,
Listen.
Chief. I'm worn out.
Teresa Nist.
Go ahead.
I mean, she was
Tell you right-
really going up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
Also single.
oh wait, Fletch.
How old is Teresa Nist?
Teresa Nist age.
Yeah,
I bet
we-
she has a car.
So you want to know what I heard about
70.
the Golden Bachelor is that they basically like women were having to be like, sorry, I got to dip out on this because I got to go deal with my grandkids. And so he was like struggling to keep women on the show because they had to go deal with their family problems.
Here, I'm actually really glad we have Shelly here for this.
Hi.
We were having this conversation, Shelly.
Okay.
Scotty Scheffler's in second place at the Masters.
Oh, yeah. And his wife is like super preggo.
If she goes into labor, he's
Mhm.
already vowed that he will leave the Masters.
The beard made him say it.
The beard.
The daddy beard.
Okay,
He's
but
got a daddy beard right
What-
now. You guys.
Producer
Is
Shelley.
the beard good?
Yes.
What-
I
I
love
mean,
the beard.
You love
put yourself
beards?
in the wife's
Girl beard.
situation.
Yes.
Fletch has a beard.
If Scotty Scheffler has
It's
a chance to
looking
go on
good.
and win the Masters and bring home $6 million, are you okay with him missing the birth of your
Dude,
first
honestly, if it's Sunday morning and I'm only dilated like 2 centimeters, baby, you ride that out
Hey,
and
yeah.
you get those mills and then come see me with your green jacket.
And
on.
I told I would get on the phone and be like, cross your legs, honey. I'm bringing home a green jacket.
it's
That's
also
it.
the thing is,
history.
though,
Is that-
here's the
I don't
thing
even
is-
know if that works.
especially because I
Not
mean,
really
it
sure
would
how
be
any
his
of that
second
works.
jacket, right?
Second
Yeah,
jacket,
just-
first
you
kid.
could do exercises.
It's his first kid.
First kid.
Oh, see if it's first kid. Oh, I thought she'd been there before.
Yeah, but how many people have won 2 Masters? There's like 15.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
but how? I mean, first kid.
Oh, look.
Oh
Look
no,
at this.
no, it's
Shelly,
happening.
by the way, is
I thought-
wearing an Augusta, Georgia sweatshirt.
Okay, first of all, calm down. It came from an Instagram post.
What?
All right, I was never
So-
there.
Okay,
Oh,
but
well,
still,
that's
like,
fine.
I mean, Shelly, we thought. I mean, I knew what Fletch was thinking when he set you up for this
I was
because
hoping Shelly would be on Team Fletch.
you're a golf fan.
Yeah.
Well, Team Fletcher Ritz. I'm saying the same thing Fletch is saying. I'm saying, I mean, there's no way you leave the Masters.
I think that actually, if you raise your kid right, they'll understand down the line.
Yeah, yeah.
The kid doesn't know what's going on.
Wait,
No,
why not?
keep it,
How
keep
is he going to raise him right? He's not even going to be
Like,
around. He's going to be out golfing.
Hang on. Hang on.
All right. Well, before we get to a Bar Cart
golf.
Friday, we got to finish up this Masters talk. You got to get over to Prize Picks. Shelly, I'm looking at you. And download it.
Wow.
Use promo
Tell
code
me more.
DOGS, as
Yeah.
in roadies, dogs, hangers, bangers, as in DOGS, because Prize
Ted
Picks.
Lasso episode right now? Are you guys the Ted Lasso dogs right now?
It's promo code DOGS, Shelly. When you download the Prize
Okay,
Picks
well.
app, if you put your first deposit in, they'll double it up to $100. But all you got to do is put in promo code DOGS.
And you can be part of America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Look, if you got the skills, you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You got to use the demons. You could turn $10 into $1,000 with baseball, hockey, college basketball. Well, that's over. But football season-long entries are open.
You forgot one.
KBO.
Korean baseball.
Oh.
Last night I
Good.
placed an entry, and guess who
Did you
hit
really?
big on the KBO?
You know what?
No way.
This feels fine.
Yeah. No, everything was fine. They just played at 2:30 in the morning. It was the first thing I looked at this morning. Anyways, Prize Picks, promo code DOGS, DOGS. And you can have your first deposit
I haven't
doubled up to
slept in
$100.
66 hours.
The most important one right now is MMA because there's huge fights going on tomorrow night. Justin Gaethje is a free spot on the bingo board. The Vegas line for him is actually set at 122.5 significant strikes in his fight against Max Holloway. It has been discounted to 1.
Yeah.
0.5 significant
Wow.
strikes. So you can go more than on that. Included in your entry, it's essentially a free spot on the bingo board. And
Wow.
today is a Flex Friday, meaning your picks will be protected if you place an entry and opt in today.
I
You
might,
want
I might
me-
take the less.
You want? I picture him tripping on an acorn right before the fight. Do you want me to do the motto, Prize Picks motto?
Did you know it?
Yeah.
You're damn right I do. It's Prize Picks. Win more,
Nope.
pick less.
Pick more, pick less. It's that
Damn it.
easy.
Oh,
Prize
yeah,
Picks, promo
every
code
time.
DOGS, first deposit match up to $100. This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. It's 8 o'clock. That means it's a Bar Card Friday. Starting off in golf, day one of the Masters. Just finished up, actually, because of the delays from yesterday, but a ton of golfers weren't able to finish up due to the sun going down, but they finished up their round this morning right before starting day two. Bryson DeChambeau is your leader after firing a first round 65. He tees off at 8:54 this morning. We got a new person in second place as Max Homa fired off a birdie early this morning. He's at 6 under, tied with Scotty Scheffler, also at 6 under par. And then there is quite the gap between first, second, third, and everybody else. This Masters update presented by the Golf Mart, home of the 90-day guarantee. Padres start their weekend series with the Dodgers tonight at 7:10. Michael King on the mound for the Padres tonight. Trust Anderson's emergency drain plumber for smooth flowing pipes. Nobody wows clients like they do. Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air has been privileged to serve over 500,000 clients for more than 45 years. Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air, AndersonPHA.com.
Hey, you know what? I could go for snow cones. Anyone interested?
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kathy, but I got my own snow cone right here. Anybody else? Huh?
No, thank you. No.
You know, Mike, forgive me for intruding, but I don't know if it's appropriate for you to be drinking here in front of the children.
And it is 10:30 in the morning. Hey, I just like to relax when I'm at the ball field. Do you know what I'm saying?
I guess so.
I will chain you to a pipe in a crawl space if you don't get on the bag. Now get on that bag.
It's time for Bar Cart Friday, presented by Keg and Bottle, with the best selection of bourbon, whiskey, tequila, private section bottles, and more. Now, let's pour some drinks.
Happy Friday to those who celebrate Big Rich TD and Fletch with you on a Bar Cart Friday. Let's do it. Today in studio, we have Westward Whiskey, of course, all provided by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. We love when Tony Kanja comes in because he always brings our favorite guests. And today, we have Thomas from Westward Whiskey. We've got Yanni from K&B Bistro. He's over there. I mean,
he's working on Tarragon right
now.
now.
He's a damn scientist.
What the hell is Tarragon?
He basically packed a lab.
Yeah, Tarragon's really amazing. It has that licorice kind of flavor.
We're gonna pull that mic right up to your mouth. There.
Get in there, Britney Spears. Get in there, Britney.
Yeah, you can. You can bend her.
Oops, you did it again,
Yeah,
Yanni.
nice. Okay, that's
Played with
much
my
better.
heart.
Much better.
There we go.
Yes. So Tarragon has a licorice kind of a
Yeah,
flavor.
that's the aromatics of Tarragon. It kind of reminds me of anise.
Mhm.
You can smell it.
Yeah.
A
Also,
little bit of that.
straight out of the Mesozoic era.
That's
the
right. Yeah. By the
Tarragon.
way, Tarragons were famous for their long claws.
That's right. That's right.
We also have Thomas in studio. Right. What's your last name, Thomas?
Mooney.
Thomas Mooney of Westward Whiskey. He is the founder, and we're looking at a beautiful display of all the bottles. We're going to get into each of these. Some whiskey that's distilled up in Oregon. And walk us through. First of all, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for waking up early.
Thanks for
after
having me.
A bourbon tasting last night, or so whiskey tasting last night. How did you get into this? What interested you in whiskey in the first place?
I've always been interested in whiskey. I grew up in a country where the malt whiskey is very popular. That's kind of the thing you do. And I
Where'd you grow up?
As children.
I can't answer that question. Sorry.
So at 8 years old, I fell in love with malt whiskey.
I can plead the fifth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And by the way, this will count as testimony.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. There's. I love it. But it's off the record.
Right.
Nothing is ever off the record.
Never.
No, I grew up in Guatemala.
Okay,
So
right on.
Latin America has have an affinity for malt whiskey.
Okay.
Typically Scotch, but that was kind of the beginning of my whiskey journey. And then I was always the guy, at the office or in the group of friends who bought a bunch of bottles and did the whiskey tasting and taught my friends about it. By the way, now that I am a whiskey maker, I realize half of what I taught my friends was wrong.
Nice.
But I really meant it at the time.
Yeah, as long as
So-
you say it in confidence, it works, right, Fletch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's actually why I became a management consultant, because I realized I could say anything confidently, and then
Yeah, you're like
Right.
the Pied Piper of malt whiskey. So there I was on the playground, 10 years old, hucking scotch to all my friends in Guatemala. No, I'm kidding. You're awesome, Thomas. And we were chatting at the break. It's a really cool story, fantastic story. We'll get into all those, but also joining us on air, producer Shelly from
Mhm.
Star
Hey,
94.1,
guys.
Jesse and Tati in the morning. How you
Yep.
doing?
Hey, I'm good. I'm hanging. Are you kidding me? I was here I was at the Tasty last night, and so when I heard that Thomas was coming in this morning, I was like, "Well, bye, guys."
Right, right. Man,
KMB Bistro
How are
is
you-
where the tasting was.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, like all of these whiskeys are awesome because I used to live in Portland too. So everything he was talking about, from everything, like we'll get through them, but there's like the Pinot. There's one of these has a Pinot Noir barrel that it's aged
Oh
in
my god.
from the Willamette Valley, which I was like, it's all the good things, like, and the stout barrel and everything. So I'm gonna let Thomas go, but I'm so happy to be
how
here.
do you remember that much from the whiskey tastings? Everyone we've attended. I mean, it has been
I
it
did
has
my
been
best.
a long night.
I did
a
my
long
you guys.
night.
I did my damnedest to not
Yeah.
black
Yeah,
out
yeah,
last
I'm,
night. Okay?
I'm really interesting and compelling, so people remember.
Yo, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So Thomas, what should we taste first? We have an array of glasses in front of us.
Mhm.
We have whiskeys ranging in color and I guess textures. So where should we start?
Yeah, I would say let's go left to right.
Okay, left to right.
And so the first whiskey we're tasting is our original single malt. We've been at this around 20 years, which is a strange age in our industry because everybody's either 200 years old or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And so we were one of the first craft distillers in the United States. We were one of the pioneers of distilling single malt whiskey in the United States.
Dude, that was one of the smoothest
Mhm.
sips of alcohol I've ever had in my life.
Put it on the shelf. Put it on the shelf.
Which one is this again? Point to the bottom.
So that's
Yeah,
our original single malt. It's the
bring that
Yeah,
over
that's
here.
cool. There it is.
um,
Adriana. How you been, Adriana? It's been a minute since you've been in here.
It's been great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I missed you guys. And yeah, it's been great. Next thing you know, it's like May.
Yeah, that's right.
Next thing you know, it's May. But yes.
It's
Gonna
well,
be May.
yeah, I was gonna say that's NSYNC said it best.
It was just Justin.
Oh, it's just Justin solo?
Yeah.
It's gonna be me was just
He's
solo
the,
Justin?
Yeah, he's the meme.
Are you more impressed with solo Justin or NSYNC as the
In
group?
sync.
Really?
Oh, solo Justin.
man.
Out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Are you serious?
This is a Lance Bass household. Get out.
That's why I'm not about solo.
I,
Justin.
okay.
No,
I'm sorry.
I'm
Okay,
Solo
I'm sorry. I
Justin.
misheard you. I misheard you.
Mitch.
And we're on the same team again.
Okay. Cool.
Wow. How do you feel about Beyonce?
So nervous.
Beyonce. I am a fan of country Beyonce, guys.
What?
I'm
Yeah.
a fan of every Beyonce.
Did you hear George Strait?
By the way, did you
Give me
see
Jo-
she
what did
dyed her
George-
hair?
George Strait said, "You ain't country just because you put on a costume." Oh,
Okay, first
You know
of all,
what?
he is the king. I
Right.
do love
I
George
do-
Strait.
who doesn't?
But George is also how old?
how,
Like 76.
And not only that, how many people have crossed over into pop from country and nobody
second. Wait
has
a second.
blinked an eye about it, but now she crosses over from
Listen,
from
you're-
R&B to country, and
you're-
now it's a
You're
thing.
defending
Yeah, but
Beyonce from a man who looks like a face and a pair of glasses was drawn onto a thumb. Like how
That is, I've never heard Travis more perfectly described.
Why on earth would you be defending Beyonce
God,
to
so-
a maniac like this guy?
Look,
You're right. I draw stick figures that look better than this.
If you have one end of the
Nice.
popsicle stick and you put a Brixton hat on it,
I'm getting notes. I'm getting notes of stone fruit.
oh yeah,
I don't know if anybody else is.
Yeah, I wasn't going to run into that
Right.
one.
Hi,
but
Thomas.
I'm
Welcome
hap-
back.
You know what, Thomas?
You
You're,
can fill up my cup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crack this.
Yeah.
one.
So
Actually,
do you-
are these
do you wanna
display
know why-
bottles, or are we allowed to crack this open too? Oh, you got an
Oh,
open
we got
one.
an- we got another one.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
there you
Show,
go.
so
Get
you
you
can
a
do whatever you
refill.
want.
Can I have one of those? I didn't get one of those.
yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, yeah.
Do you want to know why Westford tastes so delicious?
Yeah, I do. This single malt is. I'm like, I may steal this bottle. You're gonna have to wrestle it away from me. Do you wrestle?
I don't wrestle.
Okay.
No.
Well, then that advantage me.
Hey,
Yeah. So I
who
would
knows?
just
You got 40 minutes to figure it out.
let, let's just stipulate that the bottle's yours and we don't have to fight for it.
So yeah, I do want to know.
Because you can wrestle and I can make whiskey, so I can always make more.
That's a good point. Yeah, and you can get me so inebriated that you could just knock me over with a feather. And I promise you, that's going to be the case with this. It's delicious stuff, my friend.
Right.
Thank you. So can I talk a bit about it?
Yeah,
Dig in,
100%.
yeah.
So it
Maybe
is
get a little little light jazz in the background as we talk about it.
Oh no, we're not jazz.
What,
We're-
what do we like? Maybe some like
we're
blues.
and jazz.
We got some blues available.
Find that.
Yeah,
Maybe
we got
something
that.
like-
We have a
Okay.
vast variety of royalty free music that we can pull up for you.
Surfer
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah. Surfer Rock could work.
You're
Yeah.
damn right. We'll
Yeah.
find some
I just-
little Beach Boys.
I just listened to a podcast this morning on how AI models are running out of data because they've now consumed the entire internet.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
people are freaking out about how to
Wow.
bring more in.
Wait, so
Thomas is not just a
only place that AI can go now is directly from humans, and this is where Skynet starts.
See, this is my
My
point. This
God.
is why I fear change.
Yeah.
With AI, and we'll get to the whiskey. With AI, you know what they're starting to do now? Like AI is starting to like get a little sarcastic with you. So you hop on Chat GPT on
Oh.
OpenAI,
Oh,
and you'll be like, "Hey, could you please tell me directions to wherever?" And it starts going. It'll start like in English, and then it'll change to Spanglish, and it'll just be just to mess with you.
okay.
It'll
All
be
right,
like,
getting a
"I
little
could do this
sassy.
in 2
Getting a little
languages."
sassy.
Yeah, I'm smarter than you. Yeah,
There it
anyways,
is.
yeah.
There it
Speaking
is.
of sassy, let's talk about this whiskey,
Uh-huh.
shall we?
Yeah,
Look at
absolutely.
Shelly bringing us back here.
This is what I do.
Jeez.
I produce.
Thank
Tony,
you.
Tony Conjad.
Yeah, I
You're
will
usually the
actually
guy.
I will actually connect the Surfer Rock to the story at some point.
Oh,
but-
cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
we'll
all
do-
right.
yeah.
Talk to us about
Yeah.
what we're drinking here.
Anyway, so we think, since you mentioned being afraid of the future, I'm here to try to convince you otherwise.
Okay.
See, Westward in one simple thought is we think the future of whiskey is more interesting than its past.
Okay.
So whiskey has an incredible history. There's some great traditions, but a lot of what will be the best in whiskey has yet to happen, right? And so that motivated us 20 years ago to jump into this. And because that was the idea, we didn't really start making whiskey so that we could make our version of something else.
Yeah.
We wanted to do something entirely different that nobody had ever done before.
And you did, because I'm looking at the back of the bottle. It says 100% malted barley, which you don't normally make
Mhm.
whiskey out of the stuff you make beer with.
Yeah, and so the simple way to think of Westward, and then we can go deeper if you want, but is, Westward is brewed like an American pale ale, distilled like a Scotch single malt, aged like a bourbon.
Interesting.
And so these are all traditions that we and a lot of us love, but they were independent traditions that didn't necessarily hang out together.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to make a whiskey that brought together the best of all of that.
Say
So
that again. Brewed like an IPA.
Brew, not an IPA, but
Okay.
a pale ale.
Brewed like a pale
Yeah.
ale. What's the Scotch component?
So the brewed distilled, so double pot distilled
Okay.
in the
Hmm.
Scotch
And then
tradition.
it's barreled like a bourbon.
Yeah, and so what
Holy cow.
in kind of a nutshell what that means is brewed like a pale ale means we are really intentional and spend a lot of time preparing what goes into the still. Like, if you really think about most whiskey marketing, people talk to you about how old something is and what kind of barrel it was in.
And they tell you about the wood.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
Let's
understand?
focus on that.
They're like, you understand? We have French oak. I'm like,
Yeah.
my God.
Thank
And then I
God.
start thinking, I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never seen a French
Yeah,
oak.
no,
I
I've
have
never
no
seen
idea.
that either.
So how often does somebody talk about everything that happened before the barrel?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and we think that just like winemakers say great wine is made in the vineyard,
Yeah.
great whiskey is made before you put something in a barrel. And so we make our whiskey from 100% malted barley. So barley, if for anybody who's driven across Idaho, people look at me funny when I say that, but Idaho grows most of the malting barley in the U.S. and the
Really?
Northwest in general.
I'll be damned.
We're
I love
almost
their potatoes too.
Yeah. Yeah.
almost any beer, but barley's a bigger cash crop.
All right. All right.
So and
Okay.
almost any beer you love is made with two-row barley from the Northwest. And so we wanted to make our whiskey from beer. So we use Northwest two-row barley, pale malt. We use a Chico yeast to ferment it. We run a much lower temperature, much longer fermentation than other whiskey makers.
It's
So
interesting.
we're making a great beer.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
no
question.
doubt.
And then you turn it into an amazing whiskey. We tried the single malt. We're going to try the rest of the bottles here in studio. And it's funny you brought up Chico Yeast. That used to be my stage name when I was
Chico Yeast. Yeah.
Yeah, Chico Yeast,
I had
yeah.
your jersey.
Yeah, well,
I had your jersey. Well, it just said yeasty.
moonlighted
Yeah.
as a stripper. Look, the point is, we got Westward Whiskey in studio. We got a quick halftime for you, and then we're going to tell you how to win our other pair of tickets to the Lakeside Rodeo. But let's do it.
Well, federal prosecutors have released a lengthy complaint against Ipe Matsuhira.
Mitsuhara.
God, I was so close. That's Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter, accusing Mitsuhara of stealing more than $16 million from Ohtani to support the interpreter's gambling addiction. He allegedly placed approximately 19,000 bets over a 3-year span, ranging from $10 to $160,000.
That sounds like a lot of dollars.
That sounds like a lot of dollars, it turns out. Padres out in LA this weekend. Game 1 of their 3-game series starts tonight. First pitch, 7:10 in the NBA. Don't you go anywhere, Tati. Don't you go anywhere. What are you doing? What, you trying to sneak out of here?
No, go get. She's got. You got a radio
I just got the look. Wow. In the NBA, some scores around the league here. The Bulls, Helen of Detroit, 127-105. The Knicks, who's the Boston, 118-109.
Celtics.
Utah, I didn't know. The Rockets, 124-121. The Warriors acorned the Walking Trail Blazers.
Screw you.
192. And on a Bar Card Friday, the Pelicans were out at KMB Bistro, drink Kings some Westward whiskey. 125, 150.
Pelicans over Kings.
You
Wow.
are a wordsmith, my friend.
Thank you. Not just a thumb.
No.
Not just a pretty thumb.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
also-
I'll pick up my self-esteem later.
Show her your driver's license.
Dude, you want to see my driver's
Yes,
license?
I do.
It's the worst.
I want to see all of it.
Please, for the love of God.
And by that I mean your driver's license. Keep your shirt on.
So why is he taking his pants off?
Okay, here it is.
Okay.
What?
You look like a thumb that has been burnt so many times you no longer have a fingerprint.
Wow.
It's so offensive. But you know what that means? You're really smooth.
Yeah. I mean, does
But what that thumb do though?
Yeah, like,
I mean, does so much.
but like an attractive thumb.
Yeah.
Like when thumbs goes.
I'll tell you what, I mean, best looking thumb I've ever seen. Look, let's move right along to Yanni from KMB Bistro.
What's going on, guys?
One of our favorite human beings in studio with us once again, a flair bartender who tried to teach us one time. We injured ourselves.
Turns out we're all thumbs.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me,
At
guys.
least one of us.
What? You're gonna send me on a lap?
Okay.
Wow.
Yanni, you made us a drink using the Westward whiskey. What are we sipping on?
Yeah, so the whiskey that we have here has been aged in stout barrels from Portland. And what I did here is I made a drinking vinegar, which is called a shrub. So it's going to be strawberries, tarragon, and white balsamic vinegar.
Oh, wow.
I have a little bit of chocolate and fennel bitters. And then we have some fresh strawberries and some lemon peel to brighten it up a little bit.
Chocolate and fennel bitters. Did you make your own bitters?
I do, yeah.
Do you sell your own bitters?
I haven't yet.
What's up with that?
I know.
Don't you? I mean, like, did we
Get
know
on that train?
Did we know
Tony.
that?
Yanni, what do you even call this?
Shrub-a-dub-dub.
Shrub-a-dub. This is delicious.
Oh my gosh.
Do you make your bitters in a tub?
With the shrub-a-dub. Yeah, making
How
bitters
many guys are
actually.
in that tub with you? Is it like three?
Yeah, three. Yeah, there's
Maybe the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker?
Making bitters actually is really easy. You just have to be patient. It takes about a minimum of 2 weeks.
I think they
or
just
so.
call them the candlestick.
Yeah. I drank that whole thing.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you
delicious.
did.
You know
took
what?
that directly to
That
the dome.
is crushable.
Does this kind of feel like you're drinking a baked good?
Yeah.
Am
Actually,
I
that's
crazy?
a good call.
Am I crazy?
Yeah.
It only-
Maybe the complexity from the whiskey and
chocolate.
and the stout,
Mm.
the chocolate going on there kind
I
of
mean,
balances that out.
Can you get this at KMB Bistro? Can I order this?
The
Working
shrub-a-dub
tonight. Come on in.
All right,
Shrub a
bud.
dub dub over at KMB
Did you hear that?
Bistro.
Yanni's working tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
come on.
Mhm.
You hear us, ladies?
Yeah.
Ladies.
Right.
Yanni,
Yeah, that's
are you single?
No, I'm married.
Oh,
Happily married, 10 years.
Well,
Okay, ladies,
Never-
don't go.
okay, never mind.
I'll have my wife come in. You can meet her.
Oh, there we go.
yes, yeah.
We'll be best friends.
He's,
It'll be great.
he's offering you a threesome.
Why did Adriana just put her hands over her face like, oh my God, it's happening?
You just don't know what's going to happen when you enter this room,
Right.
Adriana. You know that.
This is fantastic,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that
So
white
good.
balsamic, it just brings that tartness and kind of lifts everything. It doesn't feel like a really heavy cocktail for me.
No, this is
It
great.
kind of transitioned right into spring real nicely.
Thomas, point to the stout whiskey that he used. Which one is that one? Do you know?
Second to
The
last.
third one.
This
from
one
the
here?
left. Yeah.
Okay,
So-
okay.
Okay, all right.
Can we
You wanna go
taste?
there?
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
mind? Because we just had it in the shrub dub dub. Let's give this one a sip.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
dub.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want me to tell you a little bit?
Yeah, a
about
little
Yeah,
bit about
yeah.
that one. That
Yeah.
one's awesome.
So I mean, you've gotten the sense that we're really into beer. And a lot of,
Yeah.
Wow.
so how we make whiskey from scratch, but it extends beyond that. So, the community of people who make delicious things in Oregon is pretty tight, and
Yeah.
everybody looks for ways to work together on projects. And my colleague Miles, who's our master blender, who's been at Westward for 10 years now. He came from a very small brewery in Oregon called Migration.
Okay. Oh yeah. I've heard of Migration. Yeah.
And so Migration makes fantastic beer, and
Yeah.
they have one particularly fantastic one called the Frankie, and it's an annual release of an imperial stout.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's a dark beer. Yeah.
And so they use whiskey barrels to finish it. And because Miles had come from Migration, came to Westward, Migration asked if we could try making that year's Frankie in Westward barrels. And so we sent a couple of barrels over, and the Frankie turned out great.
Yeah.
And then we asked them to send those barrels back.
Can we have them back?
Well, I mean, we were hoping
No,
they'd
no,
invite
no,
us
yeah.
to the release party, which
Yeah,
they did.
yeah.
And then we brought the barrels back and filled them with basically what we had first, kind of fully mature Westward original.
Wow.
And
super
so
cool.
you have kind of this Westward barrel that kind of left and came back with this amazing imperial stout flavor in it. And after another year in it, it kind of pulled out all that flavor and turned into what we're enjoying.
Tony Konja, Kagan Bottle, 10 locations all throughout San Diego County. Got a
Yes,
wine
sir.
bar open out there in La Jolla now.
We've been talking
Yeah.
about it all morning.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
go. We're gonna be fancy boys pretty soon here, Tony. We're gonna go drink some wine with you.
Yeah, I'm down to do that. So we're pretty excited about getting that part all fixed up and dialed in.
Fletch, I
So-
gotta get this on
Yeah, this is-
camera.
Fletch tried to duck out of the way so Tony Konja can use this mic, and
Yeah, yeah.
and they are
We're
now
very close.
spooning. They
He
are spooning.
He
What?
smells amazing.
Yeah, don't smell that boot though, Tony. Do not smell that boot. Trust us. I was going to ask what this Westward whiskey costs over at Kagan Bottle.
So we have to ask Adriana that because we're doing some promotions this week. So,
Okay, Adriana, what kind of promotions you got for us?
Well, the stout cask is currently running for $89.99, but we are doing 10% off at all K&B stores.
I like
Love
that.
that.
I like
Love
that.
that.
Yeah,
Enjoying that.
dude, this is a top shelf bottle.
It's worth every
Yeah.
single dollar. That's stout. How do you describe it? Is it a stout washed? What do you
So a stout cask finish.
stout cast finish
Yeah, so
Westward
it's
whiskey?
a second maturation in a different barrel, but yeah, we call it stout cask finish.
So we finished that, or I should say, we tried the single malt. We tried the stout cask finished whiskey from Westward Whiskey. We got 2 more to try. We got another cocktail coming up. It's a Bar Cart Friday. Some people say 8 a.m. is too early for whiskey. We call those people dumb. Say you're dumb. No, we'll do
It works.
We'll do what we want. You do what you want.
It works.
You know what we wanted to do? We wanted to lose a lot of weight, though.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at you, Fletch, because I'll tell you right now, you
Right.
are the darling of the show. You are the belle of the ball. You are the biggest loser in terms of weight. In
Right,
terms
wait,
of
wait,
weight.
wait,
In
wait.
terms
At
of
least I don't
weight.
look like a thumb.
Wait. At least I can walk.
Yeah. Your broke leg.
Why don't we do a ticket giveaway
Boot
here?
scooting. Okay, do a ticket giveaway. Are we doing rodeo tickets?
Yeah, a little Lakeside Rodeo.
Lakeside Rodeo. You want to go be caller number 5 in 60 seconds from now. 60 seconds from now. 877-767-4760. 4, 5, 6, 7.
SDFatLoss.com is the spot you need to go if you're looking to lose some weight here in 2024. Get on over to SDFatLoss.com today, because today Wayne and Chloe over at SDFatLoss.com are offering a discount for our listeners, $200 off the program if you sign up today and tell them the Big Rich, TD, and Fletch sent you. You're going to lose a lot of weight. You're going to lose it very quickly. Like, we've been very honest about the process. The first 2 days, awesome. After that, it's hard work because you really got to get into it and you got to start losing weight the natural way. That's what they do for you. It's the most healthy way you can be losing the weight. So get on over to SDFatLoss.com today. They will build you out a roadmap for your life, something that fits into your diet. And you don't have to stop eating the foods you like. You just have to be smarter about the way you eat them. There's no drugs, no prescriptions. You're not injecting yourself with anything. This is just good old-fashioned dieting. and you're going to drop a ton of weight. All three of us. Within the first week, we lost 10 pounds. Within the first 2 weeks, we were getting close to 20. And by the end of the program, I was down 40 pounds. All of us lost over 30 pounds. It's an incredible program for you if you're trying to get a little healthier, if you're trying to look a little bit better in your swimsuit as we head into the summer months here in San Diego. So get on over to stfatloss.com today. And when you sign up, tell them Big Rich, TD, and Fletch sent you. You're getting $200 off. So if you've heard about it for a while, but thought the price was a little too big, now is the time for you to go sign up. stfatloss.com, $200 off when you mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
We're enjoying some Westward whiskey on a bar cart Friday, and we got our barrel picks coming up next.
This update is presented by Fertilome's Houseplant Hero line, starting off in golf day one of the Masters. Finished up early this morning, even though it started yesterday because of the sunshine in the afternoon there at Augusta. But day two is officially underway. Bryson DeChambeau, your leader at 7 under, tied, by the way, with Max Homa, who just birdied the fourth hole. He is also at 7 under. DeChambeau will tee off at 8:54 this morning. This Masters update presented by the Golf Mart, home of the 90-day guarantee. Padres start their weekend series against the Doyers tonight at 7:10. Michael King on the mound for the Pods tonight. Be the hero and make mightier house plants with Fertilome's new House Plant Hero line. Choose from all-purpose, succulent and cactus, orchid, or African violet plant foods. American-made products available only at your favorite independent nursery or garden center.
Thank God it's Friday! It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg and Bottle, with the best selection of bourbon, whiskey, tequila, private section bottles, and more.
My problem is I drink too much, way too much.
Yeah.
I got my doctor a urine specimen. There was an olive in it.
Now, let's pour some drinks.
Yeah, man, it is a Bar Card Friday. We got Westward Whiskey here with us. Woo, indeed. We also have a pair of tickets to go see the Brothers Osborne at the Cal Coast Credit Union Amphitheater on May 29th. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com, or just keep listening for your chance to win those. Apparently, I've said that multiple times today. I don't remember that.
That's why it's Bar Cart Friday.
That's right, it's Bar Cart Friday.
That's what happens.
So check this out. We got Thomas Mooney over here from Westward Whiskey hanging out with us.
Thomas Mooney.
That's right.
Thomas Mooney.
Thomas Mooney. Thomas Mooney.
Yeah, it's really happening here on a Bar Card Friday. That was the voice of Tati from Jesse and Tati
Hi.
over on Star 94.1. And we've also stolen your producer, Shelly, who's now mixing drinks at the bar.
I'm
Yeah.
watching her and she's doing an amazing job. I thought you guys, when you guys kept talking about wood earlier, I thought it was Westwood whiskey. I'm glad I'm getting it right. It's Westward.
Westward.
Who was talking
Yeah.
about wood?
Well, who's talking about? We're talking about
the
wood
directions.
barrels.
It's not a UCLA product.
But,
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Westward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, westward.
Now
Like we're headed westward in covered wagons.
Is
with
Toy
our
Boy just
whiskey.
doing the show by himself?
Well, yeah, it's the Oregon Trail. I mean, come on.
What? You just going solo, Toy Boy Jesse Lozano? We're gonna be golfing with you guys.
First of all,
Which
you
we
better-
need to talk about.
Please, Shelly
What-
Brown, before Shelly Brown talks about the golf tournament, I just want to say, can we put respect on the man's name? It's not Toy Boy, it's Boy Toy.
Oh, it is?
That's how we respect his name.
It's Boy Toy? Not
The-
Toy
that's,
Boy?
that's the respect we
Wait,
show.
I'm pretty sure it said Toy Boy in
No,
the
it's
email.
Boy Toy.
Y'all are funny.
It's been Boy Toy since 1999, y'all.
Yeah, well, you know
BS.
what? So
That's why I was trying to put respect on Westward whiskey. You know, you
Listen.
always got to put respect on people's names. I heard you talking about Beyonce. Don't get me started.
Oh,
my
I
gosh,
knew it.
Beyonce's
She was in the room for
terrible.
that, and I
Oh, it
got
is
really
Boy Toy?
uncomfortable, guys.
What? Really uncomfortable because Beyonce's terrible?
No.
I
Oh
can't help
my
it.
gosh.
I can't help
This
the
is
fact.
she has told me about your rumbles in the break room. All right, over Beyonce. Can you guys? This is
I can't help the fact that Beyonce is not good.
You
okay?
know what? You're the
What?
one who
Listen,
my.
kicked the
Wow.
beehive, and now you're getting stung.
Yo,
Doesn't feel so good, does it?
Dude, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. There we go.
Yeah.
Get
There
him
we
more
go.
whiskey.
Listen,
We do need more whiskey.
I'm going to get more fired up.
More of this Westward whiskey. We're joined.
Westward.
What did I say?
Wood. That's what
See?
Tati did.
You see?
Listen, we're not about names
see?
here,
Listen,
Tati.
you know what? On it, I said it because Tati said it. That's why I said
Yeah.
it.
Listen, Erin Bauman has just joined us. She's in charge of all accounts, over $642 million.
Yeah, she is the
Yeah.
Ipe Mitsuhara
Yes.
of iHeart San Diego. She's got a gambling addiction,
Yes.
so be careful.
Oh,
No,
we got John Fink. We got J Riff coming in studio, and we got
Fantastic.
Westward Whiskey. What are we sampling next? Are we gonna drink one neat? Maybe I shouldn't.
I mean, we
So you guys, so for the cocktail that I made you guys, and actually I think this is the next one that Thomas wants to talk about.
Okay.
I made, because it's the Masters and they have the azalea.
Yeah.
So I decided to go with something that we're just going to call a Bougainvillea. And it's a whiskey
I like it.
sour, but I made it with a hibiscus simple syrup.
Okay.
Ooh,
I
okay.
have
All right.
bougainvilleas that grow over a wall on my property.
Yeah.
I can. Those are thorny little.
They're
girls.
invasive AF.
They are
but
thorny.
they're beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Pronounce
try the
Bougainvillea?
bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea?
Bougainvillea.
There's an L in there?
Yeah.
Can we confirm that, Tati? Can we confirm there's an L in Bougainvillea?
like 2 L's.
Yes.
is it
There is
Bougainvillea?
chew.
Oh, it's like tortilla.
But there's still
Yeah, okay, got it.
Or quesadilla?
Yeah, it
Okay.
does something different, but yeah,
I'm gonna try this with you.
Bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea?
same
Okay,
linguistic.
now
my
that's
goodness.
delish.
That is
Shelly Brown.
delicious.
Yeah.
I'll
Are
take-
you a fan, Tati?
Yeah.
To get Tati to drink before 9 a.m. You guys, I've been trying to do this for 5
Oh,
years.
no, no.
Well,
Yeah,
bring her over here.
Right?
Bring her over here.
I've been telling her about this, and
We
she's
will
like,
peer pressure everyone in the building. We
Yes.
will not leave here
Dude.
until everyone tries Westward whiskey.
love it.
EB in a flannel. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
That's a good look.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I got it at Costco.
Strong.
What?
Yes. Wait, is that
Say
the
what?
Banana Republic
Yes,
one,
it
girl?
is.
I got that one too.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Jeez.
Banana Republic at Costco
Wow.
is the
That
jam,
mom's
guys.
fight. I
Our
love it.
audience
I
is
love it.
growing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of you, Thomas. Your whiskey
This is delicious.
drawing crowds.
Thank
So,
you.
Shelly, you made this.
I made it with the Pinot Noir barreled
Mhm.
whiskey.
All right,
You know
so
what I'm
Thomas-
picking up out of Pinot
delicious.
Noir? And I don't know if Fletch is feeling this.
gosh.
Some fig notes.
You know, shut
What-
the hell
what-
up.
Should I?
No.
Should I? Should I? We should ask Thomas. Am I picking up some fig notes right
Thomas,
now?
please tell him to shut the hell up.
I think it's a free country, and you're entitled to whatever notes you want.
Thomas is, you guys, Thomas is Switzerland here. Thomas is
What the hell are you
Like,
looking at?
who am I to tell you what notes you should
Oh, wait
get?
a second. Oh, hang on.
It says fig on the brochure, Thomas.
Tasting note. Actually, we'll ask Thomas. Tasting notes. So the aroma. Should we smell orchard fruit, tobacco, and freshly cut grass?
When we enjoy it neat, absolutely.
Okay. How about
Okay,
this?
yeah.
On the palate, are we tasting raisin, fig, and apricot?
Without a doubt.
Damn it, TD was right.
Thank you.
Yo,
Son
can-
of a beast.
that being
Thank
said,
you.
can I say, get the cheese plate at K&B. It goes so well with the Pinot Noir whiskey,
wow.
the Westward
Gosh.
Pinot Noir
Wow.
whiskey.
This is true. They're
Wow.
meant to be together.
That
Uh,
Gouda with that Pinot Noir whiskey. Hey,
Yeah.
You know what? I love the smoke, like an applewood smoked Gouda.
keep talking.
I'll tell you right now.
Keep
Is
talking.
it Gouda or is it Greta? What?
That's
There he goes. There he goes.
You knew before you said it.
While TD's taking a lap and someone else can get a word in, 505 people on the stream right now on Twitter or YouTube. Thank you all for being here. Get on over to the free iHeartRadio app, download it, and get on over to Keg and Bottle today. 10 locations throughout San Diego. The new one in La Jolla has a wine bar now.
Yeah.
The Tierra Santa one's beautiful. K&B Bistro is the spot you got to go if you want to eat some food. K&B Bistro, spot to go.
Yeah, Fletch mentioned the wine bar where you can enjoy a little Pinot. But that's that. So how is Pinot grapes or is it Pinot Noir?
It's Oregon Pinot Noir wine.
Okay, right on. So how's that integrated into this whiskey?
Yep. So we have a number of friends who make some of the best Pinot in Oregon, which therefore is some of the best Pinot in the world. So
Yeah,
good friends to have.
Yeah, Oregon, the wine scene exploded like over the past decade and a half, maybe. What was it? Willamette? Willamette?
The
Willamette
Valley.
Willamette.
Dude,
Willamette.
their
Yeah.
Pinot Noir is so good that they made their own damn glasses for it.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
There's
I would-
like
I would
Pinot
say
Noir
that,
glasses for it. It's amazing. They're my
Yeah,
favorite.
So one of our partners in our Pinot Noir cask is a winery called Bergstrom.
Okay.
And they're now several generations into producing wine. So I was going to say it feels like Oregon Pinot has come on strong recently, but it's about a 60-year overnight success.
Which that's right. Which one of these is the Pinot cask? Is it this one or this one?
Two.
Number two.
Okay, so that was
one
the,
on the
one,
left.
the one on the left. All right.
Yeah, and so in
Trav,
the,
can you
the
pass
short
me?
version of that is, we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
friends
yeah.
who make great wine. They use very different barrels from whiskey makers. They use French oak casks. They're bigger. The flavor profile is a bit different, but at some point
Wow.
when they're done using those, we'll take them from them, and then we'll put a mature Westward whiskey into these French oak
Wow.
casks that had some of the best wine in the world, and then we get kind of that delicious wine out of the barrel. We get some of that ruby color. It's amazing.
It's amazing is right. That we've tried now 3 of Westward whiskeys, the single malt, the stout cask, and now the Pinot Noir cask. They're all incredible. I can't wait to try the last one. Are we having another cocktail? Because I'm starting to
No,
feel
you know why?
Yeah,
No.
okay.
You know, because the final one is Dunzo. Is like
No?
it just needs to sit on its own.
Okay,
We're
I like
We're
that.
gonna do that coming up
Yeah.
next.
Are
but
we doing
before
barrel
we
picks
do,
at all for the Masters?
Well, we're not because we're doing prize picks right now. We're out of time. So if you want to talk in the
Sorta
next segment
picks.
at all, we'll do prize picks. And
Okay.
I've got one set up for tomorrow night. It's one of the biggest MMA events of all time. UFC 300's coming up tomorrow night. And right now, Justin Gaethje discounted to 0.5 significant strikes.
Okay, Jesse Lozano is gonna be there. He's
Wait,
gonna
Jesse
see
Lozano's gonna
That
be
stupid
there?
toy boy.
He's gonna see.
Let's say he's a boy
Gaethje.
toy.
He's a boy toy,
He's
not
a
a toy
boy toy.
And he's gonna see Gaethje have more than one significant strike.
Well, yeah, I think his Vegas line is literally set at 122, and Prize Picks has him discounted to 0.5.
I
So
honestly thought you guys were talking about baseball
No,
this whole
stop it.
time.
Listen, what I need you to do,
Right.
I need you, TD.
TD,
no
just
more
take
talking.
another lap.
Wait,
No,
what?
no more talking. I need you to take out your phone. I need you to download the Prize Picks app.
His mic's off.
I need you.
I can't do that.
And then you need to sign up with promo code DOGS. That's DOGS. There he is. He's barking in the background. You can hear him. We turn his mic off. DOGS. You sign up with that. We will double your deposit up to $100. He's Scooby doing it now. DOGS dogs.
Prize Picks has something for every sports fan: basketball, hockey, League of Legends, everything in between. You can pick LeBron, Caitlin Clark, Justin Gaethje, Connor McDavid, Jude Bellingham, all in the same entry, including all the golfers. Get on over to Prize Picks today. Download the app. Use promo code DOGS. First deposit match up to $100.
Let me handle it.
You don't know it.
I do it. Prize Picks. Pick more. Win more.
No.
Prize Picks. What is it?
Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Prize Picks app today. Use promo code DOGS.
Coming up next, we finish off a Bar Card Friday, brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, we're wrapping this one up the only way we know, with more drinks.
Yeah.
Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. And if you happen to be at the La Jolla location, try the wine bar, brand new. Tony Kanja in studio. He's like, listen, we're going to pour you some wine.
Right.
Pour you some wine. You've got a good guy named Bryce over there. It's an awesome sommelier, and he'll walk you through all the inventory, give you a wine tasting, private parties, all that good stuff.
I love that.
Sommelier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sommelier. I'm glad you said it because I was like, I can't remember. There's an L in there.
Just like Bougainvillea.
I love the way his brain works because as you said sommelier, I could see his eyes cross slightly. I'm just like, yeah, he's struggling right now.
Yes. And both him and our boy Yanni here are making vermouth, in-house vermouth.
What?
Wow.
So that's pretty
You make
exciting.
vermouth
We had a good
and
meeting
bitters?
Yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Dude,
No one
Yanni.
does that.
Yeah.
So
Do you
the
make
drinks will be
music
made
too?
with that and with their homemade bitters.
Wow.
It was only a matter of time.
Unreal.
Sommelier, Sommelier.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea.
We have Shelly in studio from Star 94.1. She made us a delicious Bougainvillea cocktail with the, what was it? The Pinot Noir.
It was the
cask.
Pinot Noir whiskey, yeah,
love
with
that.
a hibiscus simple syrup and lemon. And then, of course, we had Yanni. He made his with his homemade bitters of.
Of course.
What were your bitters?
Chocolate and a
Yeah.
fennel.
Fennel?
Chocolate and fennel.
Fennel, lemongrass, chocolate,
course.
strawberries.
As
Yeah.
one does.
It's like, hi, here's
As-
spring in a glass for
So he
Yeah.
made the
No kidding.
Bougainvillea. He made the Shrub-a-dub-dub.
Shrub-a-dub-dub.
And now we move on to Westward Whiskey's cask strength single malt. This, what was it? Top 5 or was it 5th place? Where did it rank in
Yeah, so-
Whiskey Advocates?
So this was one of Whiskey Advocate's top 5 whiskeys in the world.
In the
Casual.
world.
Just
We
casual,
were-
guys. A casual.
Of all countries,
Can I ask
all countries,
any
all
of you
brands, all
guys-
styles.
Okay,
we were on the cover.
that's fine. Yeah, just brag, why don't you,
it's fine.
Thomas?
Have you guys
We
been
were
top
on the
5
cover of
anything
Whiskey
ever?
Advocate.
Did you just say you were on the cover of Whiskey Advocate?
No, I said
so.
it was. I wasn't. Yeah. So by the way, the really nice gentleman who drove me here this morning
Yeah.
looked at the address and said, "Oh, I didn't grow up in the U.S., so I'm just going to ask, are you famous? That you're going to go do a show."
Did you say yes?
And I said, "No, I'm totally not, but our whiskey is." And that's how we want to keep it.
You're like, yes, I am. I was on the cover of Whiskey Advocate.
So,
No, again, the bottle
Okay,
was. I
okay,
wasn't.
Thomas.
come on, it's you.
Yeah.
So,
So
in a bottle.
top 5 in the world.
so cask strength. I mean, we're talking about something that, I mean, normally when you drink a cask strength whiskey, it's gonna catch you a little
Right,
bit. Yeah,
right.
it can
But we're-
get you.
But top 5 in the world, and you normally sell this for $130 a bottle, which seems incredible for a top 5 whiskey on planet Earth. And right now, if you mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch at Keg and Bottle or K&B or keggandbottle.com, you're going to get this for $101. Oh, are you
Let's
kidding?
go.
Tony Kanja making it happen for our
Yeah.
listeners.
Normally $130 on sale for 101, boys.
Love you, pal.
Unbelievable.
Thomas, what does this taste like as we're going to take our first sips here?
You're going to find the best of everything we've tried so far, and that's the magic of a cask strength
It's
whiskey.
so
is-
good.
Is
It's
you
like
have just
insanely
that
smooth.
complete intensity of flavor from get thinking back to the beginning, right? Brewed like an American pale ale, double pot distilled.
It's got
matured in
everything.
the bourbon tradition.
This
It's
is
just so flavorful.
unreal.
I believe
just
Yanni
chimed
just
in.
said unadulterated.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and hand
Yeah.
the mic to him because he's using words like
Yeah,
that.
I
Just-
I thought it was
Shelly, no offense,
unincorporated.
but get that
Yeah.
beautiful bald man on the microphone.
Yeah.
Yanni, talk dirty to me. What the hell did you just say over there?
Unadulterated.
Oh,
And you
wow.
know, with this as a bartender, we're always trying to think of like cocktails we can make with our spirits that we have.
Yeah.
This is something that I don't want to make a cocktail with. I just want to sip on the rocks and
Right.
have it neat. It is amazing alone, and it doesn't need to have anything else complement it.
You know what I'm picturing
Ooh.
this with? Like, because I'll enjoy a cigar every once in a while, lighting up a nice cigar, taking out my beach chair. The kids are asleep, walking down to the bay, right? I got my feet in the sand. I'm listening to the waves slowly crash in. I pour myself a little Westward whiskey, single
love you.
malt,
I love
cask
you.
strength. And
I love you.
as it's mellowing on the rocks, I'm just in bliss.
I love you, Richard.
I mean This is, I mean, one of the best things.
Did Fletch just say WTF over there?
What?
I was falling in love.
I wasn't listening, and then I heard, "I love you, Richard."
Yeah, so I'm gonna need your agent's contact info because we're gonna use that instead of our tasting notes.
His name is Scott Morris. You can get in touch with him.
Oh, we're
Brothers
doomed.
Osborne tickets call in 4 minutes exactly. So at 8:57, that's when I'm picking up the phone. If you call before, then I'm hanging up on you.
Yeah. The number to dial 877-767-4760 or 877-SORG-760. That's spelled with an S and a G.
How about 877 Popism 0? It all works.
Who do we thank?
Not Travis.
Why?
Thank you, producer Shelley. Thank you, Yanni, for coming in. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Tony Kanja, as well as Lydia Kanja, who's really the boss of the family.
Yep. Adriana.
Adriana, salesman Dominic Giamacareta. Thank you to everybody listening. And again, those 505 people on the stream, thank you as well.
Wow, look at us.
Yanni.
Do we have picks for who's winning the Masters?
Yeah, I'm going to say Tiger Woods.
Tiger
He's
Woods?
Tiger
two
Woods.
over right now.
No,
so
no,
It's
Tiger
over
Woods,
with.
he's going to be 14 under by Sunday.
Give me Max Homa, baby.
Bryson Rochambeau. He's the rock. The rest of the field is scissors.
And finish the show with a lap. Congratulations.
The herd is next. Keep it right here. We'll see you Monday.